Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Ammunation. I like that opening. I don't know what you
That
think.
is well worth the money, man. Like,
Yeah, and you know what? Coming here and watching the Ammunation is free. But based on that, based on that opening, you'd think that you were paying to see this wonderful content we have
yep,
here tonight. How are you today, Mr. Twin?
living the dream. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. You know, it's Labor Day, but I'm not engaged in labor. So, or Labor Day weekend, I should say. Uh, and I'm not engaged in labor. And you have your internet is throttled by the government of Canada.
Always. Yeah.
It's better than having your entire YouTube live stream taken down.
Oh, that happened to me.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Ammunation 37 was taken down. I don't know if I covered that or not already.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, it might have been something I said, and I got to be careful not to re fucking state it. Yeah.
Uncle Jeezy's here. He's on time and he's heterosexual. Congratulations, Uncle Jeezy. We were questioning that for a little while, but I'm glad you made it on time, and I'm glad your heterosexuality has been confirmed. So yeah, it's been a hell of a few weeks, I guess. A lot of things happening.
Yeah, and I mean, even before that, I was racing back from family stuff to make it because you know what, like summer is short in Canada. I
True.
don't think we should feel bad about not being able to stream or being a little bit late to the streams because yeah, you know, we gotta like
Life gets in the way of things, you know.
rip rip these
This is
last few days of summer, you know.
yeah, this is a hobby. This isn't our vocation, so
Oh no, it's our vocation too. We just don't get paid. Yeah,
it's our passion.
yeah.
All right, C-Mac is in the house. I'm late and get hey. Good to see you, C-Mac. Thanks for popping in, and glad you're here. We'll hear some wonderful stories from you at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, we've had quite a bit of news over the last little bit. A lot of things happening. Of course, here on the home front, Pierre Polyev just seems to keep going up and up in the polls. Last poll indicates that if the election were held tomorrow, as they always say, uh, the Conservatives would have a majority government.
Yeah. I mean, there'd have to be some serious fuckery for that to change, even over a period of 2 years. It, people are fed the fuck up.
Do you
Fed the
think there's
fuck
going to be an election called before 2025?
up. I, I, since that's entirely in the hands of the Liberal Party, I doubt it.
I think, you know what? Here's me. This is me. If I were Pierre Polyev, I would call for a vote of no confidence.
You
Um,
won't get it.
I know he won't get it, but I would do it anyway. Make Singh put his money where his mouth is and say, no, we're not going to. We're like he's got to understand how toxic Trudeau is and the Liberal Party is right now, how dysfunctional they are, and how toxic him being, hooking his cart to the Trudeau Liberal Party uh, is for himself. Um, it doesn't make sense for him strategically, but it might make sense for him from a reputation standpoint because he could still hang on to his party status, and he could still hang on to his pension that everybody says he's so concerned about. Uh, Even if Trudeau does get voted out, the NDP won't get voted out. They'll still have their diehard supporters.
Sure, they'll have their diehard supporters, but they'll lose it. I'm not even sure how many seats they have. But the fact is, they still currently have no money for an election.
Yeah.
Like they can't campaign even for the seats they already have. They'll really have to focus what little funds they have towards Jagmeet's Singh's seat and a few other key ones.
Yeah,
Like they'll basically have to spend money on the choir just to
right.
keep the seats those key seats that are die hard.
Yeah,
Eh, yeah, like it's there's no winning for him.
no.
Like all situations are bad for him. There's nothing he can do except hang on and go for the ride at this point.
Yeah,
Uh
ride the
yeah,
hand cart down to hell, right?
yeah.
Um, and
Well,
hope he sticks around come um come 2025 election, right? But
Well,
if they lose, here's the thing: if they lose seats, he could be voted out as leader. If he doesn't win his seat, he could be voted out as leader. So the NDP is holding us hostage. Absolutely, they are. Yeah, they are.
yes, but only because they're being held hostage by the liberals at this point, right? So, but also look, the 2025 election. I'm the mad conspiracy theorist. We can even put this as an oddity if you want.
Well, yeah, we'll throw it in there. We can expand on it.
I am convinced that before the U.S. election for president, they will declare open war on Russia, suspend elections, call NATO in, and because now Canada, part of NATO, is in an open war,
Right.
they'll suspend elections too.
Have we done that in the past?
Suspended elections?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not sure. A lot of the wars in which we fought have been fairly short.
True. Now, yeah, and the thing is, the war in Ukraine is, people have come out and said, no, this is going to be the perpetual war, like the war in the Middle East, like the war in Iraq was like a perpetual war.
Yeah.
They want to make the war for Ukraine a perpetual war. Um, I think, it's one of these, the last sort of gasps of a dying civilization. The U.S., Canada, uh, they're quick to adopt this, sort of globalist communist approach to governance. They want to be the post nation state, uh, but I think they shot their load too early. Let's see here. We got for sure WW3. Yeah, Tucker Carlson was talking about that, and plus they can blame the economy failing on the war. Oh yeah, of course, right?
Yeah, no, even though it's been failing for like 7 years slowly and then through the COVID it rapidly and now it's kind of fucked.
It can't be a hot war. You can't be at war with Eurasia forever if you're actually at war with Eurasia. No, we've always been at war with Oceania. Eurasia's always been our ally. No,
Ooh, hold that thought.
sure. What are you doing? It looks sinister. Uh-oh. Lost twin. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I did make a video earlier. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. Regarding Trump and the inevitability of populism. And it was kind of like a white pill thing. Things are going to get bad. Things are going to get better. Things are going to get bad. Things are going to get better. It'll never be dystopia. It'll never be utopia. It'll just be keep going on and on. Oh, they got him. They got him. Yeah. So speaking of Trump, we could move on to the main topic of the night: gross miscalculations. I want to wait for Twin to come back though before we do. I don't know what's going on with him. Where'd he go? Something happened. Pox Toxic is late and gay. That's okay, Pox. We love you anyway. And we've got a few of your toxic takes to get into later tonight, so it's all good. I lost Twin. He took off on me. I don't know where he went. I'm sure you've all seen.
I just don't appreciate you. Sorry.
You don't appreciate me? You got black bagged, says C-Mac. What happened?
Nothing. It's fine.
Oh, did you like cut one and it turned out to be a shart, not a fart?
I heard something and panicked, and I'm terrified of skinwalkers and like black bag break-ins, and I heard something I didn't like and was like, hold on, I'm not gonna live stream my assassination. No.
Well, I'm glad it was nothing. It obviously wasn't anything as serious as you thought it might be. So
no,
yeah. So what were we talking about?
World War III.
Right. Yeah. So Tucker Carlson has now come out and said they would go to World War III to keep Donald Trump out of office. I could see that, but I think They'd go to World War III for just to keep the money train going, just to keep the laundering going, and keeping Trump out of office is just, it's a side benefit. Uh, Tucker Carlson has also said they think that they might assassinate him to keep him out of office. I think all of these approaches are gross miscalculations on the part of the people who would deny Donald Trump his redemption, his the finishing of his story arc. Um, I think the idea that they're going to take a mugshot obviously was a gross miscalculation on their part because he's making money off of it. He's furthering his campaign. He's going to rise to the level of Al Capone status, except that he's not a criminal, or Butch Cassidy, or uh, Billy the Kid status. People are gonna look at him and go, "Yeah, he's a dude." Apparently, the African American community now look at him as a gangsta, and they're all in on him. They're like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, Trump's our dude."
criminal's the wrong word. He's an outlaw,
Outlaw. That's the word. Outlaw.
right? The law is unjust and after him, so he's an
Right.
outlaw, right?
That's right.
Like he's not a criminal.
That's true. That's true. We got a couple comments here. Irving taking a shit pretending it's internet problems. No, I heard something too before he turned off his camera. It's not going down without a fight. He won't. That's the thing. He's not going to go down without a fight. And I do happen to think, when it comes right down to it, I think he is the smartest man in the room. When it comes to dealing with the Washington folk, I I think they have to do something drastic in order to stop him. Uh, can you have a bug out bag in Canada without guns? Does that make it a bug out purse? Uh, I don't
I
know
hope
if C-Mac has guns. She might have guns. So there you go. Funnily enough, my guns are not in my bug out bag. They're in my safe because I'm still a law abiding gun owner in Canada. But if it ever comes down to an SHTF situation, I'll be sure to get them ready and primed to go in the bag should I have to vacate my
well,
premises.
all you have to do is have a much smaller bag inside the safe with the guns inside, and then
Sure.
you just open the safe, and it's your secondary bug out bag.
I have a bag that was designed to carry a crossbow, like
Nice.
one of those fold out and up crossbows,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's perfect for like my 22 because my 22 is a takedown, breaks down into two parts. Uh, Pox says outlaw these nuts. Trump is like Inspector Gadget. He accidentally keeps winning. No, I don't think it's accidental. I don't think he's playing 4D chess or anything. I just think he's seen it all before, so he knows. And I think I'm not saying he's perfect judge of character, but I think he's a good enough judge of character. He knows he knows what the moves are of his enemies, the people who oppose him. He knows what they're going to do next, so to speak. Um, Small enough to fit in a safe sounds like a yeah. So yeah, no, I think them attempting to assassinate him is probably the worst thing they could do, because then the United States just ceases to be a country. It will simply turn into absolute chaos in the United States. And then what they'll do is they'll try and institute martial law to put down the revolutionaries. And I don't know. I think they're gonna have a hard time of it, but who knows?
It's much simpler. They have to stop BRICS, and BRICS is gaining traction, right? Didn't they just add like
Yeah,
six
it's like
more countries?
yeah, 6 or 9 more nations are joining BRICS now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they had like 25 applicants, basically, something
Mhm.
like that, and they accepted, yeah, 6 or 9. I can't remember exactly how many,
Yeah.
but they're in, and it's gonna make a lot of problems for the existing reserve currency, right, which already is experiencing serious fucking problems.
See, here's the thing. Like when Obama got into power, he was he was into like the idea of the managed decline of the West, or the managed decline of the United States as the preeminent superpower, right? Um, and so it was kind of like, well, yeah, of course, Western civilization is going to have to take a back seat to all these developing nations because they're becoming richer and they're going to want things that, previously were only under our, jurisdiction or we had. So we're going to have to take a back seat while they develop, meaning we're going to have to go into austerity measures. We're going to have to cut the use of fossil fuels. And this is exactly what's happening in Canada right now, right? The
Mm,
government that is wants to curtail the prosperity of the citizens in favor of the newcomers to the country and in favor of the developing nations around the world. That's what the globalist agenda is all about, right? Plus, it's going to ultimately put everybody in poverty because their idea is to automate everything and make everything, basically meted out resources to the individuals. Um, yeah. But anyway, Trump, I think, is going to capitalize on the current miscalculations by the unipartyists to try and keep him out of the White House and take him down. You hear New Hampshire is trying to get him off the ballot.
yeah,
Yeah,
which is weird, right? Because isn't it their license plates that say "Live Free or Die"?
yeah. But I believe the governor is not a fan of Trump. I don't think I don't know if he's Republican or Democrat, but he's not a fan. I think it's a Democrat governor in New Hampshire. Um, yeah. I once met a guy from Homeland Security that he had the world's smallest gun. LOL. I made a lot of jokes and he got really mad about them. It was awesome. The world's smallest gun, really?
Yeah, she's talking about his penis.
Oh, okay. Agenda 21. Being woke used to mean you knew about all this, and they perverted the word's meaning. No, we're awake. We're not woke. We're awake. Yeah, we're aware, awake and aware. Awa awa. Um, yeah. So, like I said, gross miscalculations on the part of the Unipartists and the part of the Democrats. You had something you want to share, Irving? You're playing a game right now.
Oh, I might be if you want some fun
I've been
visual
playing. I was
concert.
before we started. Now I was playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
how's that?
it's fun.
Did you fuck a bear?
What's that? Sorry.
Did you fuck a bear? You can fuck a bear in that game.
You can fuck everything in the game, man. You can fuck everything in that game. It's almost a porn game. It really is almost a porn game. Um, I no, I have not fucked anything yet because I haven't got that far in. Because uh, Irving, I'm an altaholic. Anytime I make a character for a game, I get
You
bored.
make
I'm
an
like,
alt.
nah, I want to make a different character. So I've gone now from a half orc monk to a drow elf sorceress, and now I'm playing a human barbarian. So
Cool.
yeah, we say awake because they stole woke from us. Yeah, yeah, true. The
Wake
woke.
up, sheeple!
That's right. Greetings, wonderful, wonderful seeming and wonderful adjacent people and evil Torontonians. On hill, the wonderful and all powerful constant. I'm just out here noticing. That's right. The helicopters are back. Uh-oh. Oh, I love the engagement that our chat leaves to us. So, if you haven't seen them, I've made 2 videos in the last 2 days, and in part because the Celtic Canuck came into my comments section on one of my previous videos and said, "Where the hell's your content? I've been waiting. You haven't put anything up." I'm like, shit, I gotta put
Yeah.
some content up because I
How,
really haven't. I've been
how's
avoiding
she
it.
supposed to shill your videos if you don't make videos?
There you go. That's
Right?
right. She can't just show my back catalog. That'd be dick. That wouldn't be fair to her followers or her supporters. Speaking of which, I do support her on YouTube. I'm a subscriber, not just like I don't just subscribe to her, but I actually support her as well.
Oh,
She's a good channel. You should check her out. The Celtic Canuck on YouTube. She puts out some really great stuff. Um, what do you think about the Trump mugshot?
oh, I and a couple of people from work are gearing up, and we're really considering buying a smug mug.
Yeah, I think we should. I
Yeah,
kind of want to buy some merchandise.
like right now, I have this big stupid skull because both my sisters still think I'm a 15-year-old boy, right?
You
But
like
yeah,
skulls, don't you? Don't you? Hey, little bro. You like skulls, right? Here, I got you a skull mug.
I do though. They're really cool.
Very cool, yeah.
But a little more subtle is fine.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a skull ring? Do you have a ring with
Uh,
a skull on it?
no, okay, so in high school, I had this seven layered skulls ring, and
Okay.
another one with a skull in the making the body of the spider that splayed out, and it was fucking luge. Like, yeah, it just fucking enormous, right?
Do you wear black eyeliner too?
No, no, there was no eyeliner wasn't the thing. But one day I walked into school in my incredibly long trench coat with my fucking 1 inch patch of hair and a 2 foot long ponytail, and the rest of it shaved, all my bullet chain hanging off, and my wallet with like 6 or 7 chains all strung in these like
Oh my
ornate
god.
fucking layers. And suddenly everyone was just so nice to me. Hey, Irving. Oh, Twin, it's good. How are you? All right, I guess. And I found out that the night before, while I wasn't watching the news, everybody else saw the Columbine shooting.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That's funny. So they figure, oh fuck, we better
That's what I was,
try
yeah.
and stop treating the outcasts like they're outcasts. Start treating them like they're just regular people. Yeah, it's so funny. Oh well. Pox says I have like 3 skull marks. My brother in Memento Mori. Uh, and cool. Pox says CMAC. And unfortunately, CMAC's in amazing pain. Why are you in amazing pain, CMAC? What happened? I hope it's not anything serious. It might be. She has one of those chronic things. She's got like chronic
Mm,
ailments. She's all kinds of messed up.
could be a
So
lot
how?
of it.
Oh, you know what? Let's move on. Sorry, I'm all over the place because I indulged in some cannabinoids earlier.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we're going to spend the next hour 45 just watching Craig get higher and higher and higher. This is
I'm
going to be
just yeah,
hilarious.
I'm smiling a little bit. I'm noticing I'm smiling quite hard because I can feel it in my cheeks right now, which is really weird. Um. Oh, the dentist happened. Oh no.
Oh, okay. That's not so terrible. I feel for you, but you're going to be fine.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully you recover. Hopefully, like quickly. I know you'll recover, but hopefully you recover quickly. LMMFAO. Me and Irving would have been a dastardly duo back in the day. Spikes, skulls, chains, and leather trench coat for the win. I had a, green trench coat, like an army green trench coat that I wore all through college.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I even wore it later in high school too. In the later years of high school. No, I don't have any weird chronic pain. No, she has complete control of her autonomic nervous system. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. Oh, that's right. You're lucky. You've that supernatural luck. How's your gym sessions been lately, Mr. Twin?
So yeah, we were having a little bit of chats, you and I, recently about that. And I've realized something. Like, so I too, you were telling me you went like 5 days in the week, like every day this week and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's great. I was doing it too, pretty religiously, 5 days a week. And you know what I forgot? I'm 40 something. Uh, r- recovery time at in our age bracket is longer, and there's
Yeah.
nothing we can do about that.
No.
So like 5 days a week is okay for a week, but then we probably need 3 days off, zero workouts. Try and do it. Like for me, I have my job can get really physical.
Yeah.
Like I did 20 kilometers yesterday, right? So pushing, pulling,
Wow.
lifting, and
Yeah.
20 kilometers,
Yeah.
right?
You're
So
getting a workout just going to work.
pretty much. And
Yeah.
so it's hard to find 3 solid days in a row, but I can usually work it out. And then do 3 days the next week, 4 days the next week, ramp it up to 5 days. And then when I take that 3 days off, even though I'm only doing 3 workouts the following week, uh I'm still making gains. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure the calculating the rest time is the thing that is helping me out. Because it's not that I can't work hard, it's that I can't work harder.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, if you're sometimes feeling like you're stalling, from my personal experiments, that's a thing that has helped me. It's worth a shot, if you want to give it a try.
Well, I told you how there was a back and forth between me and my friends who also
Yeah.
work, and and I finally had it out with them. Like, I said, it was in a chat, and I said, I'm kind of tired of you guys telling me everything I'm doing is wrong. And they're like, well, it's not just that it's wrong; it's just it's not optimal. I'm like, okay, maybe it's not optimal, but what's optimal is actually going to the gym. And if I have to keep track of a specific type of workout constantly, I don't know that that's going to work for me. So I've decided to just increase frequency. I'll go as often as I can, as often as I feel strong enough to do it,
Hmm.
and I'll work different things every day. So originally I was trying, okay, I want to do something very regimented. I'm going to do a push legs pull, push legs pull. I'll do it 6 days a week, and then I'll take a day off. And then I got to day 4 this week, and I'm like, I need to take it, or day 5, sorry, I should say. So I went from Sunday to Thursday, no, Sunday to Friday. And then I was like, okay, no, I'm not going to go to the gym today. Today, I woke up, I'm like, no, I can't go to the gym today. Um, and I am concentrating on certain muscle groups, but I'm not doing them 2 days in a row because they need to recover, right? And I'm trying to lift heavier, but I'm
Mhm.
finding like, so I did push legs pull this week. On my last push workout, I've been keeping track of it. When I went to do the push workout, the same push workout today or yesterday, I should say, I couldn't do the same weight. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm not getting weaker, just my muscles haven't recovered yet,
exactly.
right? So, because it was only 2 days prior, or yeah, 2 or 3 days prior that I did it. So, and that time I laid on the weight, like I put on a lot of extra weight.
Good.
So, yeah. So yesterday when I did it, I had to go to lower weight. I still did my push workout, but I
Yeah.
dropped to a lower weight. So I told the wife, said, I'm not going to go to the. I was going to go to the gym today. I'm not going to go to the gym today. I think I need a rest. So, yeah. So maybe I can't do 6 days a week, but I'd like to do 4 to 5. And if that means that one of those days, if I go for a fifth day, is just walking on the stairmaster or going on the elliptical, so be it. I'm still working on my lower body. I'm still
The
getting stuff.
cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll tell you what prompted me to try this and to remember. Oh yeah, ha ha ha! I knew this intellectually when I was getting started that recovery time is almost as important as doing the workouts because of my being 40 plus. Was a couple of times you saw me have minor injuries, right? Let's
Yeah.
let's
Oh, okay. Let's hold on a second. There's a couple comments here. Definitely don't need to. We got that. I'm going easy because of the heat. I might get back under 100 again soon. I don't know what he
He's in the
is it.
south, yeah,
Oh,
south of the U.S., right? So if I'm not mistaken, so yeah, it might get under 100 Fahrenheit.
wow.
So yeah, you got to take it easy.
I hit a milestone at work the other day. I was able to lift a stand-up piano from the ground to about waist height and get it up about 4 steps without blowing out anything.
Wow.
On your own, or tell me you had help. That's crazy. Is Kush the stuff one smokes from a bong? Kush, I think, just means whole whole bud, kind of like.
Well, no, it's a particular strain that comes
Oh,
out
is
of
it? I
weed.
thought it just meant like dry herb.
No, like what's Chianti comes from a region,
Oh,
and
okay.
champagne comes from a region, cognac comes from a region. Kush, the strain comes from the Kush region of Afghanistan, India, the Afghan
Okay.
Kush, the Indian Kush. But they've now transplanted the plant and grow it everywhere and still call it Kush. And I'm
Yeah.
very upset about this because if you want marijuana and cannabis to be taken seriously, you have to start thinking seriously about your naming conventions. No more grape ape, no more funky monkey. Okay. They need real names and they need real rules. Just throwing that out there.
There you go. But I don't think they need to look for legitimacy because they're already legal.
Still, if you want to, like, it's so fucking childish. It's silly. Like I don't appreciate it anymore. Like that's not a meme. I literally don't appreciate the childishness
You're
of
just
it,
you're
right?
just an old man, twin. Back in the day, you were probably sketched in your book how many cool names for weed you could come up with.
I am just a simple farmer. All right. And like I've taken care of plants my whole life. My dad was Italian from 4 years old. I was in the fucking garden in the yard. Okay.
Yeah,
And then suddenly I'm the master grower teaching other people to grow marijuana. And they still call me when they have problems. I'm so happy for them. It's fewer and farther between because they themselves are becoming master growers. Like they don't need my help. They're
yeah.
confident in their own skills and the skills I've helped them attain. I'm proud of that. But yeah, like I take care of those plants from seed to harvest, and you want to call it funky monkey? Get the fuck out of here. Like seriously?
No, but I could see you calling it, so you transplant the Kush from that region in Afghanistan to like Whistler. I could see you saying this is a strain of Whistler Kush.
Sure, but if you grow the grapes in Napa and you make a sparkling white, you have to call it sparkling white wine. You can't call it champagne because
No,
it doesn't come from Champagne,
yeah,
right?
right. But
That
but
that's
but
that's
okay.
the
So
rules.
what
It
if you made what if you made a sparkling white, or what if you made a white wine from champagne, but it wasn't sparkling? Would you still call it champagne?
I don't know what their naming conventions is for flat wines
Yeah,
from Champagne, right?
but
But it
champagne is specifically from champagne, and it's specifically sparkling.
yes. Yeah. Same with cognac. Everywhere else, it's brandy. Cognac is from the Scotch. It's whiskey, but the water it comes from Scotland. The grains are grown in Scotland. The whole process, the bottling and labeling must be complete. The aging must be done in Scott to call it Scotch, right? Ask Pox about bourbon. Kentucky bourbon. They have very similar rules.
Eat raw steak for recovery protein. Done. I just go kill a bunny out in the. I just get like they keep hanging around on my front lawn. I'll just go and like tear one apart with my bare hands. Uh, we need Pox Toxic on her to do all the work. Yes, that's right. I tore out a bunch of weed trees growing in my backyard and moved a composter that was full and spread the loads of dirt over the yard. Took 3 days. Good for you, CMAC. Staying active. I got 300 zone minutes for that job. That's great. I don't know how many zone minutes I have.
I don't know what zone minutes are. You guys are
So
speakers.
on your Fitbit, it tells you how many minutes you of your exerting yourself. You were in
Oh,
the fat burning zone, meaning your heart
okay.
rate's above 108. I think it is.
Sure.
So that's what they say anyway. Uh, I smoked tiger blood all day. I got mentally crushed. Rode 5 miles with 110 Fahrenheit, 50 humidity, and 20 miles per hour headwind. Oh my gosh!
Holy shit.
On a bicycle. My God!
Yeah.
I get to name my
Sure.
new mushroom strains though. Sure. Yeah.
Sure, but I mean, you know what? Like, this is what's great. No, no, no. I wouldn't fight you over that as long as you're not naming them like, purple retard. Like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Purple
yeah,
R word. Purple
look.
retard. I love that.
The fact is, about 80% of all fungus research is done by amateurs today. People without a degree in science. Right? This is true. They've made so many breakthroughs that because it's underfunded. So if you create a new mushroom strain and you find a way to give it a good scientific name and a good like colloquial name, but just don't be fucking retarded about it. Don't be a child about it. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
It's gotta be a
Take
Latin
yourself
name.
seriously enough to not name your kid fuckery. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, that's your baby. That's your intellectual baby, and if you call your intellectual baby Funky Monkey or Grape Ape, well, that just says a lot about how you think about yourself.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. I think you should first give it a Latin name, and that Latin name should be Bigus Dickus. And and then give it a layperson's name. It's called Big Dick Mushroom.
No, penis envy is a real fucking strain of mushroom, and you know what? I've never fucking spent money on it in my life because of that stupid fucking name, right? Even Blue
You just
Meanie
want
is
people to think you have penis envy.
look, no, it just like what a stupid thing. You know what's a classy name for a fucking mushroom that gets you fucked up? The
What?
Golden Teacher.
That is a
I
good name.
Yeah, like, you know what? It's the most common strain of fucking mushroom. It's so like it's a easy for beginners with a high enough dosage. It's great for experienced psychonauts, but it's got just a classy, calm name. Nothing
That's probably why
flashy.
they called it the Golden Teacher. You said Golden Teacher
Yep.
because it's probably one of those that's good for beginners, right?
Yeah,
We'll
sure.
take you. We'll start you on your little education.
But like penis envy, it's literally based on the shape, and somebody looked at it and went, "Huh, huh, this is a dick." And I don't think those people have any business being in charge of controlling the naming of things.
Agreed. Agreed. Retard penis envy coming right up. That's great. Ah, that makes sense. There you go.
But where were we? Old man
Oh, brother.
fitness. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
remember,
No, Women Fitness is on your channel. Do you even lift, bro? Yeah.
oh, do you even lift, bro? Yeah.
Yeah.
We I started looking into the recovery time thing because even though I knew it, I wasn't doing it. I was just gung ho about going and
Yeah.
was able to go and was pushing and pushing. And then I had a couple of minor injuries months apart. You saw them, right? Like my thumb was so fucked up, I literally could not hold a weight. I could neither push nor pull with that stupid fucking thumb for about 5 days. So because I drink, it happened to be the sixth day I was drinking. So I took a full week off, a full deload week, and then went back to the gym and thought, oh, I'm going to lose everything. I worked so hard. I came so far, and it's going to be no. I actually broke through the walls that I had hit,
That's good.
right? The very first workout and three workouts in three different muscle groups in a row. I broke barriers that I was having trouble. And I was like, fuck yeah, I've got to focus on the recovery time. And then I forgot and got injured again from some other thing, not to do with working out. I'm not pushing so hard, I'm hurting myself. I'm
Yeah.
still aware of that. But then I had to take some downtime and did it again. And I realized, oh, I'm hitting these walls when I'm doing 5 days a week for 3 running weeks. I should slow down a little bit and then just doing it without having a fucking injury. Again, yeah, made some breakthroughs, so
Good.
that's I think it's an important point to focus on. And it's, yes, I'm not saying don't ever do your 6 days PPL. Do it, but also when you're hitting your wall, the problem might be we need more recovery time. So if you
Right.
can take a couple, like 3 days off and go back again, and like, because I've now been trying a cycle basically where I do like a 3 day, 3 workouts a week, then 4, then 5, and then make sure to take 3 days off. And if I do 3 or 4 workouts the next week, doesn't really matter as long as I get 3 solid days off. That's a good amount of recovery time for me. Worth looking into if you feel like you're hitting a wall.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel I'm hitting a wall per se in terms of my growth and strength. That's the one thing I'll say was of great benefit having Chevy because for the first 3 months, like of the workout, it was really just about building strength because I lived my whole life sedentary. I've had sit down jobs for the last 12 years. So
Yeah.
um and I was never athletic in high school. So yeah, the idea would be that he would build my strength and then I would take care of building the muscle, right? I wish he'd give me a little bit more information on certain things, but I've developed like he's given me enough information to know how to use all the machines. And I'll be honest, I know people will say, free weights all the way. I prefer machines. I prefer butterflies, like pec
Mhm.
butterflies, to bench presses. That's just me.
Yeah.
I'll do that machine, 4 times a week. I'll bench press maybe once a week because I just want to see where I'm at in terms of benching.
They have different, like, purposes basically, right?
Mhm.
So if you have particular goals, you would use one or the other or both or different balances, right? Depending on what you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
So yeah, like, I mean, machines are always better for isolation,
Yes.
but
Yes.
for the big compounds, you kind of need free weights. Like you can use a Smith machine for a lot of stuff, like for
Yeah, I
your
wouldn't
big
use the
three.
Smith machine. I saw a video recently about the Smith machine and how it's actually not actually a good device
It's
because
not
you're but it doesn't help you like when you're doing a regular squat, right? You're engaging more than just your glutes and your legs.
yeah,
You're engaging lots of other muscles as well. Um, and when you use a Smith machine, it's kind of just putting the focus on your glutes. So, uh, and it's not you're not being forced to balance the thing because it's balanced for you, right? So,
exactly.
yeah,
So
same
that's
with the bench press. The bench press you would normally bench in an arc, but on the Smith machine you're
right.
going in a straight line, and that's not how you're these
That's
other
that's
secondary muscles and the connective tissue. They're not being strengthened when you use the Smith machine like that.
right. So what you're talking about is body mechanics versus power.
Right,
But again, I have these young bodybuilder guys that are fucking jacked to shit, and they'll tell me, yeah, squats are superior to the Smith machine squat. However, while they're trying to increase their weight, remember, these are guys that are benching like two plate, trying to get more than two plate, trying to get up to three plate.
right.
Well, guess what? If he hits a wall with his squat and he can't get over, what is it? Two plate is 215. So add
25-pound
50 pounds. So,
bar, 90 on either side. Yeah.
so
I'm talking about a 45-pound plate. You're talking about 45-pound plate
yes,
or
yeah,
20?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, full, yeah, the full 45s, right? So
yeah.
he can squat 265. That's two plate plus 25s.
Right,
If he can't get past that, he'll load that up in the Smith machine, add 10 pounds, and now when he's struggling, he gets to lean on the machine and he can pure power the extra weight, which
right.
does help the muscles acclimate to that weight, even though he's not balancing. So now he can go back to the squat and try it again. And because the muscles worked the weight, now he can focus on the balancing because the
Yeah,
muscles can lift it. So
yeah,
it's a tool and it's not perfect and you can't rely on it only, but it's got a value, right? So, don't count either thing out. Try to mix it, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. One of those things will help you accomplish it, the other might not, right? So, yeah.
yes. Please smash the like button, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please feel free to and turn on all notifications. I hate when they do that sort of stuff.
Oh god, yeah,
But
it's a little cheesy. Oh,
me too, Constant. She's been
that a
misbehaving. Want me to
girl.
take care of smashing?
Oh, Costin without missing a beat. Jeez.
I know, right? Just did mine. I'm about 60 beats per minute right now.
Yeah, so C-Mac had asked, what's everyone's resting heart rate, asking for a
What's
friend.
Oh, good question. Mine's 62.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm a heavy smoker and sometimes I drink. And if I'm not paying attention and if I just fucking do it, I'll often find myself in the 78 to 82 range.
Right.
Now, I don't have that training for what was it?
Oh yeah, the
Autonomic nervous
autonomic system
control.
control.
But
Yeah,
I
body
did do
control.
martial arts for the better part of 2 decades. So when I realized, oh, my resting heart rate just sitting here is 82, I can literally close my eyes, take 5 to 10 breaths, and drop it to 60.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. Since I stopped vaping, my resting heart rate is much lower. Because I don't know. I mean, when I did live streams, you would see I was vaping constantly. That's
Pretty much.
nicotine constantly getting into my bloodstream, and that's a stimulant that's making my heart.
Oh yeah.
So since I've quit, yeah, my resting heart rate is in the 50s constantly. And I think the only reason it's above 60 right now is because we're talking, and maybe because I'm a little bit high. But um,
That's gonna lower your heart rate, son.
well, it is. It would, but it doesn't. This isn't the kind of like I'm very. What's the word? I'm not. I'm not like wow, man. I just want to chill. It's not like couch lock kind of high. I'm just. I'm very
It's
relaxed,
because you're
and
engaged and we're
excited.
keeping you engaged, and you're
Yeah.
gonna stay in this zone. It's gonna be great.
Well, that's good. That's good.
But I'll tell you what, at the gym sometimes and at work, because these bodybuilder kids, they're big, they're really cut, but some of them don't have vascularity, right?
Yeah.
And even just sitting here, I've got some veins, right? And people will say, "How do you get those veins?" Like I'm working out, like I'm strong. Clearly, people who are stronger than me,
Yeah.
they're, "How do you get the veins?" And I'm like, "Smoke 3 packs a day." They're like, "Haha, no, really, no, really. My blood pressure is through the roof."
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. My blood
Yeah.
pressure is very high, and the veins fucking swell up. It's
Wow.
terrible.
I
Yeah.
used to, well, I mean, also when I was a teenager, I probably had like 4% body fat because I was skinny as all hell. But my veins in my arms, like the underside of my arm, not the overside of my arm, but the underside of my arm, they were constantly there. And people used to think I was an alien or something because my skin was really pale, and you had these really prominent green lines going down my arm. Yeah, I used to be very vascular when I was younger, and I had no body fat. Speaking of which, do you know what your body fat percentage is right now?
So no, I have not actually done a proper test, but I'm pretty plain in the mirror.
Yeah,
So I can look in the mirror and sort of gauge pretty accurately where I am.
you're above this, below that kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah, like I would say I'm sitting 18 to 20 right now.
yeah.
Uh,
That's
so
my goal. I want to get below 20. I'm at 24 right now, but I started at like 32, so I'm pretty
yeah,
happy with that.
no, like 24 is healthy for men of basically any age if
Yeah,
they're also strong.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, if you like, yeah, that's, and for women, I think you get up to 35. That's again also as long as you have a substantial amount of like a fair amount of muscle mass that you can
right.
move yourself around without issue, and
Yeah,
your fat content can be that high. It's
yeah,
fine. Uh, yeah, but like when I was deep in the martial arts in my late teens, early 20s, I was at like 12 all the time. Uh,
wow.
yeah, like that
Yeah,
was.
I asked Chevy, like you've seen Chevy, you've seen his Instagram, big guy. I said, "What's your body fat at?" And I was like, "It was like 3," and he's like, "No, if it was 3, I'd be translucent." Um,
I'd say let me guess. He walks the street 12 to 15, and for shows he drops down to almost 6.
yeah, he drops down to 6 for shows, and he says it's normally 10 to 12, or around 10 to 12. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, last time I checked was with calipers. My buddy checked me with calipers, and I was 24, which is in keeping with the machine they have at the gym, where you stand on it with your bare feet and you hold the little pads and stuff. Which I don't know how accurate they are, but that put me at about 24 as well. So it can't be too
They're
far
pretty
off.
good.
Yeah,
There's more like electronic things that they can attach to your stomach to get more of your what's the word there? Visceral,
yeah, yeah,
right? Because just grabbing by the hands and the soles of your feet, it can't really tell what's happening inside your body cavity, how much
yeah,
fat
yeah,
is
yeah.
in there.
Yeah, that's subcutaneous fat. They want to look at the visceral fat. You want to know
Yeah,
what
to
your
get a
fat is.
total, but like they should be fairly accurate at gauging your muscle mass,
Yeah.
which means based on your weight, they have a fairly good idea as to how much. Oh, 6, he's here.
In the ballet school, CMAC was at
Yeah.
11. That's amazing. Yeah, I'd love to be at 11. Craig, Irv, hey everyone. Hey Six, how are you?
So
Um,
little bit of spoils. Six has sent me a message recently saying that he is now at 700 pages and working
wow.
on chapter 22.
Oh my
This
goodness.
is going to be an epic.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It's gonna be like War and Peace. I've got a message here from Coach T Mac. I get your notifications in advance, but Irving's never. I am having a chuckle at your workout talk in a good way. Oh, does T
Well,
Mac know more than we know?
well,
Please expand.
he is a coach, and if you look at the definition in his avatar,
Yeah,
I'm sure he knows some things like because what we're talking about is very basic, very simple stuff. But
That's
I hope what he's chuckling is about our enthusiasm in our noobness, because we are working hard, right? We're watching what we eat. We're making sure to work every day, and those are the most important things, right? If you're wrong about optimal or leaving gains on the table, doesn't matter. You know why? Because you're working, and we're all going to make it, right?
hashtag WAGMI.
Hashtag ban the ADL.
Yes, man. Yeah. Yeah, no, and I mean, this is the thing. Like, I love my friend's enthusiasm, and I'm really impressed by what he's done. Um, but and I appreciate the feedback. I really do. But it was it it was probably just my anxiety. But every time I spoke to them, it felt like they were being critical of what I was doing,
No,
and so I was like, maybe they weren't. Maybe they were genuinely being trying to be helpful. But for me, it felt to me the criticism doesn't like, oh wow, that's really great, interesting. I think I'm going to try what you just suggested. That's not where my mind went. My mind went is all the reasons you're not seeing what you want, Craig, is because of these things that these guys are telling you, and in essence, you're being put down. And I'm like, it's
no,
stupid, but
no,
it's my
no.
anxiety, right?
Look. Your friends are just as noob as you, and I have run into this countless times, except in areas where I am, what's the word? An undocumented expert.
Yeah,
People come to me. I met a guy. He was trying to tell me he just started his brand new garden. He'd never gardened before in his life, and he's trying to tell me all these things that he read on the internet. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah. And he's like, no, no, but this. And I'm like, I know that too. Actually, you're a little inaccurate there. I know from practice this is not. No, no. I read it here and I'm doing it now. And it's like, yeah, you're okay. That's what's happened. They read a whole bunch of shit on the internet from sources that may or may not be reliable, but they've bought it wholesale.
yeah.
And now because they've bought it, everybody else is wrong. It's like, look, when it comes to gardening and working out, there are a lot of factors. Okay. Some of it's you, some of it's the gym, some of it's what you're eating, some of it's your body type. Like shorter guys have an easier time with certain exercises. Longer build people have an easier time with other exercises.
It's
So
true. And shorter people will definitely show the gains more prominently. They'll be more visible because
it's
the muscles are tighter, compactor.
smaller square inches, right? The
Yeah,
square inches are different, are a different proportion of the cubic inches, so it pops immediately, right?
yeah.
I'm very lanky, right? I'm 5'10" and lanky like a fucking 6'5" guy. It's ridiculous. So yeah, when I put on 10 pounds of muscle, it doesn't look like anything.
Yeah.
Right? It so yeah, like different things are gonna work for different people based on a lot of little factors. And the big one for us, of course.
It's a feminine penis. As long as it's a feminine looking female penis, that's fine.
No, no, they've crossed the line from feminine to female. They've done it. It's yes. No, no, no.
A4D's nuts. Oh, GZ. You scamp you. Mustn't comment on female.
But yeah, look, here's the thing. For you, you're gonna learn what your body responds to, right?
Yeah.
Like someone can say, "Oh, that's too much volume to me. You're doing too many reps and too many sets. It's inefficient." You know what? I can't lift more weight than the weight I'm lifting, right? So,
Yeah.
but I can lift it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I
At
don't
the
know if that's in my genes or if it comes from 17 plus years of karate, where in martial arts, you don't add weight, you just do it again.
Till it becomes like second nature kind of thing. Yeah.
I don't know which is which. Do I respond to it? That's why karate works so well, or did I do so much karate that that's what I respond to now? Is it conditioning? Is it genetics? I don't know. But what I know is volume works for me,
Yeah.
right? I choose 3 or 4 exercises and do 100 to 200 reps for each one, and I'm done in 45 to 60 minutes because I
Good for you.
don't stop, right?
Yeah.
And but that's what works for me. Now, you're a broad man with tall. Maybe you need 3 solid reps of the heaviest weight you can lift and a 5-minute break and do I don't know, but maybe
Oh,
it would work. But who knows, right? You have to try and you'll find out.
I try to increase the
Walk
weight every time.
around and find out, right?
Yeah. Walk around and find out. Um, I try to increase the weight every time I go, but if I can't do it, I can't do it. And like I was saying earlier,
Yeah.
this week I found I had to lower the weight, or the reps weren't there on certain exercises, and the reason being I didn't give myself enough rest time. The problem is there's certain exercises when I go to the gym that I love doing and I want to
Yeah.
do them
Yep.
because I feel them. I feel the muscles working, and I feel like it's being helpful. You know what I mean? But um, but I don't overdo them. I still only restrict them to one every other day. Like every other day, I'll do them. But maybe I need to wait longer if I'm putting on more weight. Obviously,
Yeah.
uh, mustn't. Anyway, you want to move on to another topic? I don't know. We've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
talking
We spent like
about
half
this
an
for
hour
an
on
hour. Holy
sorry guys,
shit!
sorry, yeah.
We did
Not
15 minutes of gross calculations and 45 minutes of do you even lift, bro? That's all right. That's all right. Let's talk about another thing coming up. The Million March of the Muslims. It's actually just the Million March. It's happening on September 20th, I believe. The middle of the week. I know that.
you can't
And
take it off
they're gonna.
either, eh?
I can't take it off either. I really wanted to, and then I looked at the schedule, and I'm looking, and I'm like, ah, crap. So I'm on a team of 2 people, and the other guy already booked it off. Like, fuck.
Just
Like,
call it.
why that week? Why like the third week of September? But
He's
whatever.
going, that's why.
No, I don't think so. He might be, but he's got the whole week off. He took the whole week off.
Oh, okay. No, yeah.
So anyway,
He's not. Ah.
C-Max says need farm chores. Yep, there you go.
What
You work until shit is done. It's true.
so that's how I do it at the gym. Just throwing it out there.
Gym bro's gonna gym bro. That's right. I like going to the gym. I do enjoy it. Part of the
Yeah.
reason I was going 5 times a week is because I like going to the gym.
Yeah.
Not just because, I got to do as much as I can as fast as I can.
No, you hit that point where you crave it now.
Yep.
You're like, you know what? I want to go fucking pick things up and put them down again. Like, yeah, it gets to a point where you're like, I need a workout. I need that dopamine hit. Uh-oh.
Just going back. Oh, no, not do you even grow. I went to the wrong. Do you even, let me go back to do you even lift bro real quick. There's a channel I want you to check out if you haven't seen it. It's called Renaissance Periodization. That's it. Renaissance Periodization. And the guy's like a doctor, and he's jacked, and he talks about reps and sets and what makes sense and what doesn't make sense and what you should do. And he doesn't go, it's backed by this, um, this particular paper that was written in Stanford. He just goes through his experience in the gym, training other people in the gym, being a doctor,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So yeah, anyway, it's a good channel. Renaissance Periodization.
Periodization.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Check it out. All right, sorry, let's move back on to Million Man March of the Muslims.
Yeah, so this has to do with counter LGBTQTS2 IIA plus propaganda in schools, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I think that's the acronym now.
I literally
yeah.
made it up after LGBTQ.
Yeah. The
I know
idea is
there's a number, maybe some eyes.
yeah, put in a put in the omega symbol there. Um, so yeah, so this was started by a person. Well, not just a person, but a group of people. It's grassroots, but a guy who's really sort of standing behind it is he's like a prominent business person, a prominent Muslim business person in Toronto, and so he's trying to organize this thing.
Yeah.
And I was going to go down to Toronto, Queens Park, and dress up. Or actually, no, I wasn't going to go down. I was going to contact Canada Man and see if he wanted me to drive him there. So I was gonna Canada was gonna go there and march in uniform, and just be a presence at the march. But I told him I couldn't give him a lift because I have to work that day. Da, da,
Going to
da, da,
freeze their bank accounts? Ooh.
but you need to compete in something. What do I need to compete in? In Ottawa, the word on the street, my church group, heard that Trudeau will have drones taking photos of all participants. They think Trudeau will look to charge people for transphobia crap. Well, that's that law that was passed, right? Remember that law that was passed that the conservatives, they all
Well, oh,
bill
okay.
C8, is it C8?
So I can't remember the name of the bill. This was actually a while ago. I was very late to the table putting out the video on that.
Me too. But I think it
It,
was C8, but I
one
could
of
be
the
wrong.
few things in Canadian history that received unanimous assent.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
and
that's why it was kept so hush hush for so long.
I don't no, I don't think it was. I mean, hush hush. There's
Because
video of them fucking
I remember
celebrating
seeing the
the passing.
video. I remember seeing the video around the same time you saw the video, and it's only because people were talking about it in media at that time.
And I'm
It's
just
not like I
wondering what.
watched a 6-month-old video about
Yeah,
it.
and I'm wondering what happened in our news cycle that we missed this one, that it didn't get, because, like, there's a lot of crazy shit that happened during
Mhm.
Ocean Gate. They spammed Ocean Gate all over for 5 fucking days,
Yeah,
and all these other things were happening, and they just didn't report on them on CNN, on Fox,
that's right.
on CBC,
Like
and
another Biden corruption news
bunches of
feed or
Biden corruption stuff.
bombshell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So I don't know what they spammed us with that we overlooked it, because usually you and I are pretty good at that we look under the fucking curtain, under the
but I
skirt
don't
of
seek it out. Like it'll show up in my feed because there's certain people I follow and certain people I watch on YouTube. So when they're commenting about stuff, I'm going to see it. And that's the thing. I saw a couple of different people commenting about it, like Canadian YouTubers that were commenting about it. So I'm like, okay, you know what I have? You know what I think it was? I think around that time was the same time that that Christian kid was protesting,
mm,
and I think the
he's
reason
been
it
exonerated,
got
actually. That
yeah,
I
so
just saw
basically
that.
that spoke to it. So they're like, well, this blah blah blah. So because they speak to each other, right? Like the idea that you will be charged if you intimidate trans people at a gathering or in a place.
It was very specific about conversion therapy, and that
Yeah,
conversion therapy is only very specifically conversion to heterosexual or cis sexual.
yeah. There was that,
Con
but there's also
Converting the other way is fine.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
not
exactly.
conversion therapy and therefore illegal,
No, that's
right?
grooming. Grooming's
Sure.
fine.
Yeah,
Conversion therapy,
grooming is technically legal, and anti-grooming is illegal. The thing is, does this protest constitute, uh, yeah, anti-grooming, right?
oh wow, cheesy. um, no, but I remember also in that bill was something regarding if you they want to make it they were making it essentially illegal to protest to basically it's considered hate speech to intimidate a trans person whether they be at a public gathering or whatever. That's
No,
maybe I'm
a
wrong.
trans person. No, no, no. But hold, like, yeah.
Trans peoples.
that's why these laws are fucking wonky, and their broadness seems to be almost, as much as it is dangerous for everybody else, at the same time, possibly they're undoing. Because are people coming out and saying, I think you're wrong about this law? How do you twist that into that's hateful to trans people and somehow against that law? Because you didn't target a trans person. You didn't say trans people can't exist or something weird like that. You just said, I think the law against speaking out against this is like, basically, I want my free speech back. Oh, you must hate the transes, which is again the trend, but it's so broad it almost doesn't cover it.
I'm
So
not
yeah, like
sure.
I don't doubt they'll try. I don't doubt T-Max Church Group that they did hear this legitimately, right? Because what used to be conspiracy theory is, spoiler alert, at this point. So it's very possible that yes, they have every intention of trying to catch people and yeah, like saying a nasty thing that they can construe as hate speech or intimidation for sure. Oh, Pox, I really wanted to, man. I really wanted to. And I'm so sorry. I'm not going to do it yet. They need to add a thing, man.
I think you should get Baldur's Gate 3 and have
No,
sex with a
fuck that
bear.
shit. I don't even care about that. Can you highlight Pox's comment there?
Get Armored Core 6 and be the epic gamer like me.
Look, I love Armored Core. I played the original Armored Core from the fucking demo that came with my PlayStation 1. It wasn't even the PlayStation 1, it was the PlayStation that later became the PSX because they re-released it in a new model that they called the PS1. And my demo had Armored Core. What do they need to add? My guy, I went and looked. Single player, I bet that fucking campaign is killer. Those graphics are fucking insane. The handling looks awesome. PvP with my, you know, customized Armored Core. Where's the co-op? This guy just said what a fucking dastardly duo we would have been. We could be one now with our fucking undercut trench coat, our AC units, and they won't let us. We don't have a co-op, man. I don't want to fight you. I want to fight with you, right? Like, yeah, then I'll get Armored Core.
I saw that Burning Man is photo, but they won't notice until tomorrow when the county wears off.
Oh yeah, they're just their tents are fucking 6 inches down in the fucking mud and filling up with fucking with fucking sewage basically because
Yeah. Oh
oh
yeah,
man.
because it would just float into all the porta potties, and then the porta potties would just yeah. Ugh. Wow, what a way to sober up, nigga. We can wreck
No,
as a
see,
team, or
I don't
people.
want to fight other fucking players. I want massive missions where the two of us have to fight a goddamn army. All right, and we've got a goal, not just oh, we're gonna fight some other losers on the internet. I don't care. I don't want to. That's fucking boring as shit. That's why Modern Warfare 2 is still the absolute best fucking Call of Duty of all time because it had these really good multi class and multi role uh uh co-op missions, right? One guy's in a fucking bomb suit, the other guy's a sniper on the roof about 200 yards behind him, covering him from a fucking army. Guy's got a machine gun and has to defuse bombs while the other guy's fucking trying to fucking eye in the sky him. That those were beautiful missions. That's what I want. That way we can have absolutely completely different ACs and fulfill mission roles while we just fucking move forward. It'll be grand. But until they have some co-op missions, I can't justify spending what is it, $80?
Yeah,
Come
they're like
on, man.
90 bucks now. I spent 90 bucks
90?
on Starfield. I'm like, what? when did they get like I remember them going up to $60. People going, that's outrageous because they were like $49.99 up until then. And then they
What
went up to $70. Like, that's outrageous. You know, like but people keep buying it. It's like
what
cigarettes going up in price.
you want to know why it's outrageous? You don't own that game, man.
Yeah.
It's not yours. They can cut you off at any time. You
Mhm.
are paying for a lease to play the game, and they can end your lease at any time.
That's why I like physical copies, but even physical copies,
My
they could
guy,
still because you have to go online to play it. They're going to, you know, they're going to be able
I
to.
have the discs for fucking SimCity and The Sims, Sims 4, like the CD-ROMs.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to buy an air-gapped computer to put them in and avoid having to log into EA. EA will not let you play the game if you're not logged in. So if your internet goes down or you just turned off your Wi-Fi because you can't be bothered, you cannot play that game. You don't own it.
That's horseshit.
You need their permission every time you ask. Drowning Man.
That is funny. Yeah, I haven't gotten into games like video games since Skyrim was my last. Like I loved Skyrim. I would constantly come back to play Skyrim. But I got an Xbox X because I want to play Starfield, and that comes out on Wednesday. And my friends, they got the premium edition, so they're playing now, and I got the standard edition mainly because I wanted. I my understanding was if you order the standard edition for Microsoft Store, you actually will get a physical copy, but I could be wrong. Um, anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna wait till the 6th to play. Although I'm like, I really, really want to play it now,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm not
saw
gonna spend another 40, $50 just so I can play it now.
I saw some of the video cuts of it. I'm not impressed at all.
No, eh?
No, yeah, no, it's like all the worst parts of Fallout and all the worst parts of Skyrim. And then
It
they
looks
just
good to
like
me. It
put
looks
in
very interesting to
space.
me.
What?
It's Skyrim in space. People are calling it No Man's Skyrim.
Eh, ah,
It's
uh,
essentially Skyrim in space, and I love Skyrim. So no, I'm interested in playing
I
it.
did love Skyrim, but I don't love space enough to just transpose Skyrim to space.
I
And
think we
and
did a
yeah,
little more
like
than that, but I
especially
hear
because
you.
like look, the the graphics and the reactions of the NPCs are wonky, man.
Yeah, no, they
Like
don't look realistic. No.
it's no, it's not they don't look realistic. They react badly. Like they went for realism and didn't hit it and released it anyway. They could have dumbed it down to Skyrim graphics and that would have been better, I think. But from what
Or
I've
Fallout
seen,
graphics. Fallout graphics were a little bit better.
yeah, like I still like I was so unimpressed that uh yeah, no. Like I'm sorry.
For
I'm a
me, for me, the graphics are not a main part of it for me. Like I like good graphics, don't get me wrong, but I want a good story, and that's what I really like about the Bethesda games. They have all these little intricate stories that go all over the place and take you everywhere. Um,
sure.
so so that's what I'm interested in, the questing. You know,
Look, every 5 or 6 years, I whip out Final Fantasy VII
yeah.
with the fucking huge polygons, and I play the shit out of that game. I don't need good graphics, but if you're trying to push good graphics and you don't hit it, that's worse, and it's really hard to correct, man, because I have to look at it. That's what's hitting me in the eyes the whole time I'm playing, and that really spoils the experience. I'd rather you have huge fucking polygons with which you use to express actual emotions. When your NPCs are tipping their heads back and fucking staring at you because the camera got too close to them, that makes no, I'm not okay with this.
I get
Oh,
you.
look, it reacts as if you put your face right in his face, the close talker from Seinfeld, and they're reacting to you. I don't know.
You can really see that shit in VR. In VR, you can like totally manipulate the people. It's hilarious. So you got your Skyrim graphics, right? And then you see this hand come out in front of you, and you can like slap the people in the face and pick up buckets and throw it at them and stuff like that. It's kind of funny to watch Skyrim in VR. I'm not gonna lie.
Taking
Uh,
online courses is playing video games, C-Mac. Just so you know.
you just get something at the end of it. Finally, you just beat the first fucking boss of the second chapter of this game. The armored core grip is real. Poor Pox, lol. He's lost to us. F in the chat for Pox.
Look, I Armored Core needed one thing this round. Co-op.
I am. I'm not big on the FPS type games.
It's
Or
not FPS. It's
no, I know
Armored
you're in a
Core.
big Mac. It's like third person.
No. It's not TV. It's HBO. Rome, fucking Band of Brothers, Westworld, all make that true every time. And it's not FPS. It's not just some hack and slash. It's not just some beat 'em up, shoot 'em up. It's Armored Core. And what could have made that true this time around, they didn't do. It was the only thing they needed was co-op.
Okay.
That's how I feel about. You know why? Look, I don't have a lot of time to spend on games. So when I blow money on games, I have to absolutely love them. Okay? I'm addicted to Warhammer. I love my Warhammer. I love my Total Wars. I basically buy almost every new fucking thing that comes out. I get all the DLC, and the $80 game I end up spending $200 plus on for all the DLC. And I play 2 hours a week when I'm lucky. Right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here on the start screen. I still haven't fucking put it up on, to share.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
But that's not the point. We'll
No, I
get
know.
there. We'll get there. But the point is, I have to absolutely love it. And the thing that I need out of this game, it's just not there. And I can't spend the 80, $90. Right?
I hear you.
FPS, LMAO. No, this is God of War if you're a fucking 30-foot tall robot
Oh,
with
okay.
three-dimensional movement and yeah, guns that could put a hole in the world, right?
It's a PvP type game, is it not?
It can be. That's the online is
Oh,
PvP,
oh, okay.
right? But I want massive missions like fucking Black. I want co-op like I don't know. I want an open universe like Eve Online. You
Oh,
know,
you should play Starfield.
it's not online. We can't play
No, I know.
together.
No, you can download and play it though. It's not online. You're right.
Like, yeah, No Man's Sky looking better and better every day.
Okay, so show us the screen. Shut up and play the game. So fucking fast too. The speed builds are insane.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I believe it. Like, yeah, because you know what? Our Armored Core is trying to be fucking Mech Warrior and Robotech and Gundam, and give you the handle of it, and like build your own Gundam, build your own Mech Warrior. You're not just strapped to the this faction's mass produced weapon. You make your own weapon.
Yeah.
Right? You make your own fighter and you go and run those missions, but then we can't run missions together. It's like, come on, man. I Joe Biden did. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Yeah, you want to bring it up? We can show the audience what you're talking about. This game you're playing, not Armored Core, the other one, the Warhammer game.
Yeah, it's there.
All right.
Yeah, because I just got the new downloadable content for this game too, right? So and all the DLC for this one is a couple of my favorite factions and maybe some other stuff, but I don't even care. But Kislev and Cathay, yeah, I don't know. Do any of you guys even fucking know any of this Warhammer shit at all? I don't even know. Yeah, it's like basically the Baba Yaga is a good guy. that's that's what this is. This is the new DLC. It's fucking fantastic. Uh,
Yeah,
Wait,
you sent
homages
one of
to
those. You
Gundam
sent
Heavy Arms and going on to make an.
Cox sent a couple of those.
She, the Baba Yaga, she is like, yeah, she's some sort of weird ass fucking druid. Like, she's the creepy old witch that lives in the woods, except she's on your side because the evil is so much worse than her. Yeah, yeah, like yeah. Think Ukrainian Russian Baba Yaga. The I don't know what's the other word. They made a movie about it, but they called it something else.
Babushka.
Yeah, yeah, no. Imagine your creepy old fucking Slavic grandmother with all those weird fucking old wives' tales and strange magic shit that doesn't really work, but she swears by it. Imagine she had all of that power she claimed she did. All of the creepy things she warned you about were real, and her dark magics were the only thing keeping you safe. That's what this downloadable content is. For
Nice.
Orson, for Kislev.
That's cool. So this is Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Very
This is
cool.
old world, man. Yeah. This is good stuff. I haven't played it at all. This is gonna be my first run. I'm gonna pick the fucking yeah. What's her name? Mother Ostenkaya,
I like her style.
and yeah.
Some
So
cookies.
I turned off. I love to play with mods and cheats and stuff. She could bake us some cookies, yeah, and also fry us up some rat.
Rat. And spiders. Look at them spiders.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh, the spiders are her friends. They work
Yeah.
for us. Don't you
Oh, so
worry.
there you go. So she wouldn't cook them up.
No, no, no. No, you leave the spiders in the garden and in the corners of your house because if they're there, it's because you have other bugs and they're going to kill them for you.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, creepy shit. It's so much fun. But I
So
do
what are
have.
your different factions? So is this is the Kislev faction? What are the different factions you got there?
Oh my god, there's a ton. Like, hold on, let me hit the back setting here, and then you can just see. Uh, yeah, if there's so this is the list of factions.
Oh my gosh! So they got
Yeah.
everything from Warhammer Fantasy.
Yes,
Oh,
literally
wow.
everything is out now. Um, except Albion, but there's a good mod for Albion. But yeah, like the Empire is pretty much the main character, if you want to
Yeah.
call it that. There's the elves, the lizard men, ogres. God, they're fucking skeletons.
Vampire counts.
Yes, the Norskins, which are humans that worship the dark powers. All of the dark powers, the dwarves, the chaos dwarves, orcs, and fucking
Nurgle.
everything else.
Slanish.
There's
Wow.
the rat men, the Skaven. Yeah, it's nuts how diverse this game is, right? And it's really weird because of all the Total Wars, this is the most arcadey. So it actually defies the Total War genre in Good Night
Thanks.
Six, good to see you. In terms of like battle strategy and depth and whatever, but also once you've played it, when you go back to other Total War games, you realize the factions throughout your historical Total Wars are all roughly the same compared to this. Like the factions are so different from each other here. They have so many different strengths and weaknesses, and like, yes, Ratmen.
Yeah, they're called the Skaven.
Uh, so
They're
average,
anthropomorphized rats that are
yeah.
what? Yeah. How tall are they?
How large is the Ratman? Average emperor penguin sized. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. That is creepy as all shit. You watch the penguins on March of the Penguins and you think, oh, look at these tiny little birds. No,
They're
no.
big.
An
They're like
emperor
3 feet tall.
penguin is like a very small person.
Yeah. It's like a midget.
They stand up 4 to 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's like what when you first see an emperor penguin standing next to a person.
Like, I didn't know they were that big.
They are stupidly big. It doesn't make any sense. You're like shit in your brain will shift. It is so weird. Yeah. fuck. There's some weird conspiracy theory oddity thing that yes, the penguins on Antarctica are the punished people of the old times. God twisted the earth, put the bad people and their continent under the ice and turned them into this. And when you see them standing next to a human being, you can almost believe it.
So is there a whole bunch of midget rat men? Yeah, they're basically they're like a nation, aren't they? The
Oh,
Skaven are like
multiple nations and a subversive and invasive force. They can appear in territory you already control and own because they live in your sewers. So they'll just like overtake your underworld, and then suddenly you have a Skaven infestation. You have ratmen infesting your cities. It's yeah, and you have to go to war with them.
that's rough.
It's really gross. Yeah.
Normally you have to worry about guerrilla forces when you're invading another territory, not when
Yeah.
you have to defend
No,
your own.
no. Here they just live under you, and they've lived under you long enough to build an empire of their own right beneath your feet.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
so not only did
What's your favorite faction apart from Kislev?
okay, so it's weird. Pox loves the orcs, right? And I get it. They have a lot of great stuff, a lot of cool weapons, and a whole wide array. They're basically fairly good at everything. But I play these games like a child stunted in their white knight phase.
Yeah,
I can only be the good guys. Like
yeah.
I really love being the good guys. And in this game, it's always the humans and always the good humans, and any of them. So the Empire, Kislev, Cathay.
Bretonians.
Cathay are the fake Chinese. Uh,
They still have Bretonians, right?
yes,
Yeah,
and I hate them because they're French.
that's kind of crazy. Breton, Bretonian.
Yeah, Breton. Yeah, King Louis encore. Right, like yeah, kind of a dickhead, but they do have some great cavalry. I don't knock them for their cavalry, but yeah, no, they're French and I'm Canadian, so they can fuck off.
The
Uh,
fuck good? Who the fuck good guys are in 40k? Who are the good guys in 40k? Imperial Guard. You assume that
okay,
the Empire are the right ones and the Chaos
so
are
this
bad guys, right? So
this whole thing about Warhammer is not political. It's political only in the whole thing is satire of all politics everywhere, except basically they've decided there are actual supernatural powers reaching out from some supernatural dark place that is pure evil and cannot be fixed. If you're a human being in the real world, you have to assume most bad people, corrupt people, and useful idiots could probably be saved because they're humans and, they're not inherently evil. This is like, no, evil's real. Evil is very, very real. It comes from a place of the devil, the chaos powers. That's it. I mean, sure, we can talk about, you know, Moloch worshiping pedophiles. You know,
yeah,
oh yeah, don't call me a cynic, but I think these Moloch worshiping cannibalistic pedophiles who run our governments might not have our best interests in mind.
pure evil cannot be fixed equals government.
Yeah,
Yes, you are
yeah.
correct.
I mean, the current state of government, it seems that way.
The government that governs least governs best.
The fuck good
Americans.
guys are yeah, so 40K and even to a degree old world fantasy Warhammer. Yeah, the hyper religious, super fascist, tyrannical uh human forces are the good guys because the evil is so evil that if you relent for a moment on your on your devout goodness, you become corrupted and you can't be saved anymore, right? So yeah, like who are the good guys? Yeah, they're the good guys. These in any other situation in the real world, you would think that they were terrible monsters, but they're the only defense against the real terror.
In 40K, see, when I was going to play the Warhammer Fantasy uh, tabletop strategy game,
Yeah.
um, I was going to play vampire counts. I just liked zombies and stuff like that. When I wanted to play 40K, I was thinking about getting a 40K. I was like, I'm going to play the Necrons. Because I just think the
Yeah,
Necrons are
well,
too cool.
they're the undead of
They're
40K,
the
right?
undead of 40K, yeah. So,
See, where look, when it comes to fantasy, I am all about the good guys. When it comes to 40K, noise marines all the way.
Noise Marines?
Yeah, the corrupted chaos noise
Yeah, the
marines. Oh
Chaos Space
fuck
Marines.
yes.
I like the Tau as well. I didn't want to get into them because painting them seemed like a real pain in the ass.
Mm. Intricate figures.
The
Little
very intricate figures, and because they have such like solid color patterns, like there isn't a lot of variation in the color. Like
yeah, so your painting skill
you
is
want to
what
make
makes
them
them look
clean.
good.
You want their ships, you want their armor to look clean. You don't want to have a lot of like junk on it.
But your shading now is it like
It has
your
to be
ability to
perfect.
paint it well is what makes it not boring and flat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Because
that's
when I paint miniatures, I like to do like I use as many washes and dry brush. I just wash and dry, put a base color on, like a
yeah.
primer coat. My main colors of like, okay, his pants are green and his top's gonna be red, whatever. Boom, and then uh, wash, dark wash, one color. Like I don't do a dark red wash and a dark green wash. Just one big dark wash. Dry brush. That's a little too much dry brush. More wash. Dry brush. More wash. Dry brush. Okay, perfect. That's good. That's how I would paint.
See, oh, so then you would like noise marines because just slap the loudest colors in whatever
Yeah,
non-pattern
yeah,
you want
yeah,
and
yeah.
just let her rip, right? Like purples, pinks, greens, yellows, doesn't matter. Slap some red, black in there, little silver, why not? Right? Whatever's loudest and displeasing to the eye, right? You want it to shock because
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. These are the children of Slaanesh, right? They've been corrupted by the music and by
that's
the,
awesome.
the pleasure. Yeah.
Can we fight something now?
Fight, fight.
Okay, play. Fight. She says fight 3 times. Fight. Fight.
So I've never used her before, and I turned off all the mods. I normally mod to the shit just to have some crazy fun because I like my games to be relaxing. I have this app called WeMod. It's basically just cheats for dozens, maybe over 100 games now.
Oh wow.
And I only turned on one. It's the only one I'm going to use for this campaign. And the one I used because I really think it's ridiculously overpowered. Unlimited movement. My army will have no limit to how far it can go on any given turn. So I'll be able to move it anywhere and place it anywhere. So if a bad guy who outpowers me is too close, I'll be able to run away. If a bad guy who's weak is very far, I'll chase him down very quickly. And I think with no other mods, with no other like cheats or overpowers, I think I'll be able to do serious fucking damage, even having never played this Mother Ostankaya before with
All
her.
right, well, start a campaign.
Yeah. I, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Bear Riders. That's right. I remember
Yup.
them. That's awesome. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get rid
yeah.
of the banner just so we can see a little bit better.
Yeah, so Kislev is north of the Empire, right? And they're tightly allied with the Empire. But yeah, it's like Canada to the United States, right?
It looks
I
like
mean,
Russia.
yes, because it's sort of the empire, like the empire's capital is called, like the capital province is the Reichland, right? So it is very imperial German, but that, like, it's pre-German, it's pre-Weimar Republic, and so their northern allies are, yeah, Slavs, but it's probably more comparable to US, like
Canada.
yeah, US and Canada, where the Bretonians are the French Canadians and not the French themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the the people who made this wanted to be like sort of counter parody historical, except they didn't really know their history real well, so they basically just took their current modern politics. So it's probably, even though it's supposed to be based on, yeah, European history, it's probably more American Canadian, French Canadian, right? And then slap fantasy all over it. So, because I mean, like, seriously, who's more likely to be riding bears, Russians or Canadians? Literally both. We would both get away with it. I've never seen this before.
Oh, I better move this back. You wanna you wanna turn it up?
I can't now.
Why? Oh,
It's
because it's been a
always
cutscene.
corrupted, yeah. But I mean, it's probably not super important. It's more dramatic than anything. C-Mac's right. It's mostly about the fighting.
The hag mother watches.
Oh, that's right. You're the narrator. You go ahead.
No, no, no. For those who bring destruction to the forests of the motherland, do so unto themselves.
More Slavic.
Okay.
General Slav.
For every injustice comes retribution. Mother Ostankia knows no mercy. From the smoke she will rise to clean her price in blood.
Very good.
So heed the warning of the wise, or be lost in the mists of the wood.
Yeah, so she's far from the regular Kislev, which is highly armored, some axes, maybe some guns. She's like, yeah, this weird woodland people. Think of the Appalachians compared to America. That's what she
Yeah.
is, right? You know, they're good at crossbows and traps, and you know, and not getting jobs or having shoes.
Drinking liquor made from potatoes.
Yeah, as opposed to liquor made from corn, which makes more sense somehow. Uh, yeah, fuck. What do we get? The ambushers. These are fucking bear fighters. Holy shit. Yeah, they've got a good range weapon and fairly good fighting strength. An incarnate of elemental beast. This is basically a fucking giant. She just starts with this giant thing. The things in the wood. Okay, people are getting pissed off at us at this point, I'm sure, because somehow we
Oh,
stopped talking about politics and news. So I'm just gonna fight these a-holes in the woods here.
I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, I don't know what other politics or news we got.
Before I hit, okay, I'll hit the button while we go. So that lady who had lost her case in Alberta against the Supreme Court for getting her organ transplant has died.
Right. Oh,
She is
wonderful.
now the second person in Canada from whom I know. Garnet Harper, that's the first one. but I am ashamed to say I don't remember her name. Uh, and here I am playing a fucking video game like nothing fucking happened. And that's what they want. They want people like me distracted with shit like this.
Well, it's one of these situations because it involves death, right? It's a very touchy subject, so people just want to hear the tragedy and go, "Oh, that's so terrible," and move on with their lives.
Apparently, it's over. Most jurisdictions have stopped that restriction
What restriction?
that you need to be vaccinated to receive an organ transplant. But she was late. She was basically bumped off the list, and even though they removed the requirement, she was now down the list.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad they stopped the practice because that's just outright discrimination.
it's worse. Uh,
No,
oh,
it is.
so many Vanguard units and nowhere to put them. Oh, terrible.
If you don't distract yourself with something, you'll go crazy. It's true. We distract ourselves with gyms and video games and protein bars. My God, man. I can't get enough of these freaking protein bars. Gotta cut them down. Like I have more than one a day, and I'm like, ah, yeah, I'm getting a lot of protein, but fuck, I'm not using it, so it's just being added to the pile.
Yo, look at these fucking dudes. Look at their stupid
How are those? They look
busts.
like they look like boars.
They're the beasts in the wood, the things in the wood.
Oh, is that where Baba Okanyaka, whatever her name is,
Mother Ostenkaya.
Mother Ostenkia? She summoned those things for you.
Yeah, she just comes equipped with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you have your other Kislev forces too, though, yeah?
Nope. I have her, and I have her weird ass team, and maybe later I'll be able to summon more forces.
Oh wow.
But
So
right
you don't
now,
have the
yeah,
bear riders, you just have her shit. This is her
for,
territory. She's
for
defending
now,
this territory with her shit.
yep, yeah, that's the path I chose.
That's cool. Oh, there's a flaming something or other coming at you.
I'm not too worried.
Oh no, it hit your beastmen.
Barely nothing. Let's take a look here.
I think it got. I don't even think it got one of them.
I have my spiders off the side. My ambush units are somehow hidden in these trees. Like that tiny little patch of trees is apparently enough to hold to keep them secured. Oh, another. How do you fire so many fucking bolts of shit?
Who's coming at you? Who are these folks?
There's some sort of weird ass fucking elves that don't belong in my fucking territory.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just gonna send this fucking elemental, incarnate elemental of beasts. Let's go see how he does. And let's bring these assholes into the mix here.
See, Mac, if you're looking for a distraction, airsoft is a lot of fun. I think you have a couple fields out your way.
You know what, elemental? Get your ass out there.
He's your big guy.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's the big guy. Apparently, in some of the head-to-heads, some of the cool guys who know more about this game than I do have
Yeah.
figured out that he literally beats everybody.
No shit, eh?
Yeah, like even the other factions giants, one on one, he just tears them apart.
Now, what if he's going up against the ogre kingdoms, though?
Yeah, they're the big old ogres. He
Yeah.
beats them up too.
Oh shit, eh?
Yep. Oof.
He moves kind of slow though. That's the only problem.
Yeah, but he does the damage, and he's tough as fucking nails. His health bar, like, geez, he's barely taken 15%, I think.
Yeah.
Like where like these guys, these are some tough. They put out real damage, but they took more than half damage. You know, like that's what that little green thing is up there. Their health, right?
See, Mac, you get to shoot them back as well, eh? Just so you know. Circus school or something, maybe. The invaders are sneaky.
Oh, that's my guys. Where? Oh, it's this one unit out here. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's a war hydra. Oh, okay.
You better get rid of that, man.
Yeah, seriously. Look at the way it's eating my fucking troops. It's
Yeah,
eating
you're
my
just feeding it.
fighters.
You're just feeding the damn thing.
Seriously. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and run them away towards my other troops and see if it draws them in
Get the
because
bats. You should get the bats in on them both at the same time.
they're coming. Oh, here
Oh,
come some other spiders. Where's my elemental incarnate? He's coming.
oh, he's coming now too.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
The rest of you idiots. Hold on. Let's pull you out here.
Oh, that
Like,
was a
look,
good
he's
thing.
taking almost no damage, and look at the way he's putting damage out. Like, he dropped that thing to half health.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Oh,
heals. Oh, okay. That's why it's got, that's why it's valuable. And it ran away anyway because it just got hit by Mother Ostenkaya's missiles. So with no other cheats or anything, we managed to get a decisive victory. No mere victory. Fates were rewritten, destinies ended, and the immutable changed. All because of you.
good job.
Yeah, what? My 383 versus their 342. They lost 286. We lost 53. So yeah, they
Yeah.
a full 2/3 for them. We lost maybe a sixth, not even.
Yeah.
Pretty good start. Because like Kislev is far different in general from this army, right? Like heavy armor, some shooting, some like being tough. This is like giants in range, and it's very weird to fight it. We got some stuff.
I
Now,
changed the layout. I changed the layout a little bit. I don't know. Hope I'm not blocking anything for people to see that's really pertinent.
no, yeah, you're in the perfect corner actually, because good stuff will show up right about here and right under here. So we're all good. But yeah, what other topics do we have? Because like this is a nice visual effect, but I don't think
You're
people.
right. We're getting a little distracted by it.
Yeah.
The other topics are just our regulars. We've got Irving's oddities.
Oh,
You
you
like
want
covering
an
your face?
oddity?
Yeah.
Do you remember that time all of gay porn got in big trouble because one gay porn star had a didgeridoo and said to the other gay porn star, "I'm gonna didgeridoo you in the ass," and then he did, but neither of them was an Australian Aboriginal. So that was cultural appropriation, and all of gay porn had to apologize.
You're kidding. Are you kidding me?
This is a true story, and the
Holy
true
shit!
story
When
of
did
the
this
world in
happen?
which we live.
When the hell did this happen?
Less than a year ago, like
My
this is
God,
this
that's
is me
hilarious.
recalling it from not too long ago. Yeah.
That's so funny. I mean, look, you have porn. You have no dignity. You don't have to like try and save fucking face.
Right. And the
That's
thing that
funny.
bothers me now is when you didgeridoo someone in the ass, when you talk about it later in the past tense, have you didgeridone them, didgeridooed them, or didgeridid them?
Hmm. I think it's didgeridoo.
Because
I guess it depends. I guess it depends on who you're talking to, right? If you're
well, I
talking to a
mean,
third party and you say, "Oh, I did Bob last night," that's that's one thing. If you're talking to them, do you remember what we did?
yeah,
Or yeah,
past
did.
perfect, past like yeah, the tenses, but also didgeridoo is a noun that comes from another language, right?
I thought it was
So
just. I thought the didgeridoo was the actual instrument.
yeah. So, but he had this long didgeridoo, and he said, "I'm gonna didgeridoo you in
Do
the
you?
ass." Right.
So
So
he was
he turned it
mixing,
into a verb. He
right?
turned another language's noun into an English language verb.
Right.
So how do we conjugate that verb at this point?
True.
Right? How do we tense that verb at this point? Because it is appropriated, but is that appropriation somehow wrong inherently? I don't know that it is. I actually don't believe it at all. But I just think it's
I think
funny.
didgeridoo is probably the most accurate, but in a situation like, let's say, um,
We took it into English. It should now follow the English rules.
right,
So
do becomes
didgeridoo,
did done, right? Did and done. It can become did and done.
I have didgeridone him. I
Yeah,
didgeridid him.
yeah. He was didgeridone by Bill.
Bill didgeridid him. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you
Like, why not?
go. Hey, man, English is a great language. It
I'm
works.
so
It works for any situation.
see, but English is not a language at all. It's actually three languages sitting on each other's shoulders wearing a trench coat, pretending to be a language. That's why it's so much fun. And that's
It's
why
the Muppet
all of
Man
our
suit of languages.
what's that?
It's the Muppet Man suit of languages.
Yeah, right. And that's why all of our rules have so many exceptions. But if you understand the etymology, that these words and these rules come from this language, these words and these rules come from this language, and you know how to apply them, you realize the root rules apply to the root words. And suddenly it starts to actually make a kind of sense, right?
Mhm. Either way, there was monkeypox. Oh shit.
But how did the children get it? Hashtag ban the ADL. Okay.
That's yeah, that's kind of curious. Why were children getting monkeypox?
And dogs.
Yeah, why did this dog get monkeypox?
Okay, so there's this weird thing.
That gay
While
guy
we're
over
on,
there fucked him and he's got monkeypox.
while we're on the oddities, there's this weird thing about white women and dogs
Yes.
sexually, and you know what? Apparently, a fair amount of dogs and children got monkeypox. You know who didn't get monkeypox?
Who?
White women.
Okay.
So I think that sort of debunks the whole "you just know" meme when a woman
Uh,
has a big dog. Okay,
yeah. When a
I think
woman
white
has a
women
big
are in the
dog.
clear there. It happens, I'm sure,
Yeah, but they're all a
but it
bunch of
doesn't
dog
happen. It
fuckers.
doesn't happen to the degree the meme suggests.
No, it's like not all Germans like Scheisse porn. Just so happens that all the Scheisse porn comes from Germany.
That's not even true. It's the same thing. You know what?
Well, no, you're right. The Japanese co-opted it, but originally I think Germans started the shit porn.
And the Japanese perfected it. Ah, yeah. Like
Like
there's
the
this whole.
noodle.
Oh,
The Japanese invented the noodle. The Italians perfected it.
there's this whole meme about Catholic priests molesting children, right?
Yeah.
And it seems to be pervasive everywhere. Apparently, this is pushed entirely by the ADL. Uh, and you know how we know this? Because there is a demographic that molests children literally 1,200 times more per capita than Catholic priests. Do you know who that is?
Teachers.
Yes. Yup. The same teachers that are pushing this weird ass fucking propaganda. Oh yeah, this LGBTQ PZIIA2 plus omega
Thanks
minus.
for thanks for adding the Omega. I mentioned it earlier. You should add Omega in there.
I also threw in the PZ. I hope you guys know what that means.
PZ.
Pedophilia, zoophilia.
They're minor attracted and animal attracted persons.
Oh my god. Can't we just yeah, no, I'm not allowed to call for their murder?
Well,
I'm against the death penalty in most cases.
yeah.
I'm start Oh. Yeah, that's the one I want. Okay.
Get it.
You know what? No, I'm not going to attack that settlement. I'm going to go retreat, build some town, and take a turn.
Would chippers go brrr? Yeah, I'm not for the death penalty either. That is not to say that there aren't some crimes so heinous that people deserve death. I just don't like the idea of uh, of the state being able to decide who can live or die.
It's not even the state. Like, okay, here's my position on it. Let's assume for a moment, for this hypothetical, that the state is actually perfectly moral. It is a good thing that only does good things. We have stopped a person who rapes and murders. We've managed to contain them without killing them, chain them up, put them on trial, prove with video and testimony and basically 100% there is no way, like literally this guy is, I'm Dave Smith and I've raped and murdered these people and I'm look at my video while I rape and murder this person. And a jury of his peers sentences him and convicts him. He is now chained and in a cage. If we decide to kill him, that's just more murder. And if that state is perfectly moral, we can't commit murder. We just have to keep him in the cage. If we decide that his punishment is so great, his crime is so great, he needs to be punished till he dies. We can't facilitate the death because that would just be murder. He's bound. He's Imagine binding a person and killing them. That's just murder. If the only way to stop him in the moment, if he's fucking raping and murdering somebody and he's got a gun on you and you got to pull your gun and blow him away, that's what it is. But once he's stopped and bound and put in a cage, it's just murder now. And I don't find that justifiable. We have That's the burden of what we call civilization and society, in my opinion. When we get them, we have to pay for them to live quietly and in their own little corner of concrete and iron bars till they die of old age, because we can't murder them. We can't justify that. I can separate them. I can justify separating them from the rest of us if they cannot be stopped otherwise from raping and murdering. But I can't justify murdering them now. We took them down without having to kill them. Maybe that's unfortunate for us, but we can't. We
I'm
can't.
gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna ask you something though.
Yeah.
This is just me playing devil's
Sure.
advocate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your issue is with the murder of somebody who is no longer a threat. Um, what would you consider if they spent their time incarcerated under repetitive torture, even up to the point of almost dying, but then nursing them back to health and continued to torture them
No.
for the duration of their sentence? Now, they're not a threat, but they're being punished and they don't die.
Torture is also immoral. I don't. I. You're gonna have a hard time arguing to me that torturing is moral.
No, I don't agree. I don't believe torture is moral either. I'm asking if this is it would it be the same impact if somebody said, okay, we're going to abide by your particular moral framework here, but we need to make some concessions one way or the other? They're either going to be executed or they're going to live forever, but in order for them to live forever, live the life, their regular life, under lock and key. But we're going to have to, in order for this to be adopted, the citizens are demanding that they be
No,
tortured on a regular basis.
that's not devil's advocating. That's you're putting me in a black and white situation. That's not even fair.
Okay, less moral or more moral, or less amoral, I guess, or less immoral.
No, it's like so. Are you're playing against my fake hypothetical of the state is perfectly moral. Therefore, morals are absolute. Therefore, anything is the same immoral because it's immoral.
No, I'm just
When
wondering your
we
thoughts
tickle
on
their
the
feet
idea.
constantly until they piss themselves, that's just as immoral as torture or murdering them. Like that's the same. That it amounts to the same thing. We shouldn't do it because we're better than that. We stop them from doing it because they're bad and we're better. And if we debase ourselves and become just as bad, that's not justice anymore. That's just revenge.
I would agree. Here's another question.
Okay. I've been drinking. Hold on. And you're getting more high. This is great. This is great conversation.
Yep. Okay, so someone is convicted of murder. There's eyewitness testimony. There's video evidence, and they were seen committing the act. Okay,
Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
beyond a shadow of a doubt, there is no question that this person is guilty of the murder. However, in his apprehension, he is injured and he loses any memory of his past. He doesn't remember doing the murder. He doesn't remember any like he's just completely amnesiac. Is it lawful or moral to convict this person of the crime that he has no recollection of committing?
Okay. To be convicted at that point has to be done. There also has to be some this is why the sentencing thing has to be, what's the word? I want to say malleable, but that's not right. Like flexible to a degree. So
Right.
clearly, this is a person who did a thing and has to be punished, but he has no memory of it. And now we have an opportunity in it literally, what's the word? Like sanitized conditions to
Yeah.
see what they are like without memory, because sometimes it is the product of their trauma or their past and their upbringing and whatnot. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes that's a bad person. And maybe with no fucking memory at all, they'll be just as fucking bad.
True. True.
So, but now we have these, sanitized conditions, right? Where we can keep them in in a place where we can observe them and see. And you know what? Exactly. Are they a danger? But we have the opportunity, based on their conviction, to put them in the place where we can observe and determine whether or not we think that's possible,
Yeah.
right? Are they a threat at this point? Because sometimes maybe that loss of memory means they lost all that trauma and won't act that way. Maybe it means we get to see that person is cruel. They're cruel and unjust with no provocation whatsoever. And maybe that will give us actually some insight into the whole trauma argument, right? Because if it is a person who's traumatized, maybe there's hope for them. Maybe there's help available. Maybe we can figure some of that shit out. Uh, Sometimes, though, this is something else I've thought. Maybe trauma leading to pedophilic or murderous behavior, maybe radicalization leading to, you know, terrorist attack, Allahu Akbar. Maybe once you bake that cake, you can't get your eggs back. The eggs are gone now. You know, I don't know, but I think that would give us some insight, especially if we put them in a place that was sort of a prison, but also a little bit looser, maybe with less violent people, so they're not like around the worst of the worst. You know, It- you're there's there's a lot more questions to be asked there, and a lot more questions to be answered in your hypothetical here.
Hmm. Now, it's not simply a matter of making sure they're not a threat to people. It's also a matter of punishing them, though. I've got to assume there's got to be a punishment element for people who have done wrong to society or to individuals.
No, no, we want that on a base level. We want to punish the people who did us wrong. We want to hurt them the way they hurt us. If this is a person who has no memory, punishing them actually is meaningless.
Right. I would agree. I'm talking about, let's say, a different situation. Okay. Um, Somebody steals something. They break into a house or they break into a store and they steal something of value. Uh, we catch them. They are to go to prison for a certain amount of time. And if the premise for putting them in prison is to keep them from stealing again because they are incarcerated, they're no longer a threat. Then and punishment isn't in the factor isn't a factor in the whole situation. What would happen if um, their hands were removed?
No,
Like,
oh, yo. Okay, hold on, hold
they're
on.
no longer a threat of stealing, right?
Look.
So would we should we still keep them in there for punishment, or should we just remove their hands? Or
So apparently, there's this cool place in the Middle East, open air bookstores,
uh,
where they just have books upon books piled out in their fucking little shops in the bazaar, and no one ever seals them up. There's no cages, there's no tents. People go home for the night and leave all these books piled up because the adage goes, those who steal don't read, and those who read don't steal. So, what you're looking for is the balance of punishment versus rehabilitation, right? We want to teach them to read so they don't steal anymore. And I don't know, I think your analogy sort of blurs the lines a little bit there. Like we need to do it, and it's like you don't. No, we need a little bit of both,
Right,
right?
right. No,
It doesn't do any
I'm
good.
just curious, what the ratio is, right? And for some
Sure.
people, the idea behind incarceration is it really should be a rehabilitative process. Something went wrong with this person growing up or whatever. They got down the wrong path. We need to get them back on the right path. So that's why they're going to be incarcerated
So
for a time. Now, some people are full adherence that that's what it's meant for, and then some are like, no, we need to punish criminals in one to deter other people from engaging in criminal act lest they be punished as well, and also to show to that person that that act is to be punished, kind of thing. So
I'm okay. So actually, turns out harsh punishments aren't actually deterrents to anything. There's better ways to deter people, and one of them, like the adage goes, is education. Education's gone wrong these days, so I don't put my faith in schools or universities. I mean education as in proper learning, right? Actually being a learned person, you're less likely to harm others because that doesn't do well for society, which in turn does poorly for you.
right.
Rudyard Kipling in the Jungle Book did this great thing about uh, the law of the jungle, right? Somehow, what I can't remember specifically. It rhymes really nicely, but it's like some sort of vine runneth over and back. The strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. So while you're an individual and you can be strong and make yourself better, that actually betters society. But the better society is, the more valuable your individual strength is, right? Because it benefits society. And if more wolves are strong, they're better for the pack, and the pack gets better, and you have more opportunity to grow. So you have to hit this synergistic point that everything grows together. You, as an individual, are aiding because you're strong, but not cruel. And that gives everybody else an opportunity to grow with you. And now they're feeding off of you, but you're feeding off of them. And it's not parasitic, it's symbiotic. And we all grow together.
You sound like a communist.
Except that communism demands it, and and actually condemns the individual's growth. Uh, I'll try. We're having this is a really good
Very deep
conversation.
conversations. I'm just messing.
Except what, right? I sound like a communist, except I'm a libertarian who
Yeah.
says you and I should go to the gym and make ourselves better, not just because ourselves will be better, but because now you and I, as friends, can accomplish great things together. That's why I'm mad at Armored Core and not going to get it, because Pox and I can't
Co-op.
enjoy it together, right? Like, yeah, we can't better each other. I'm doing what I can for myself, but I want to share it with him because I like him. And when we share it together, he's going to share with me, and combined, we're going to do these amazing things that wouldn't be possible otherwise. But we have to do it willingly, otherwise we lose all incentive. It has to be
I just accept that we need to grief these other shit pilots.
You know what? That will be fun for a very short time, and then we're going to crave more because we're better. And we're going to make ourselves better, we're going to make each other better, and now suddenly we're going to want a whole goddamn nation out of Armored Core. Okay? Like, and the hope isn't lost. It's just been fucking dampened to this horrible degree. And yeah, I'm just tired, man. Like, really, I'm so tired.
Well, we are over 2 hours now, so
Oh shit. No, I'm not tired tonight. I'm tired overall, man.
I know.
Like,
I was using, I was using that as a jump board to just to
yeah,
remind
yeah,
everyone.
I know. You want to call it a night. We should.
No, I don't want to call it a night because we haven't done the most important banner yet.
Oh, let's.
I won't
Oh,
tell jokes anymore. I mean, Pox Toxic Takes is really good, but since we're over on time, I think we're going to skip it this week. Sorry, Pox. And I'd like to tell you a
Ajax is
joke.
here. Hey, Ajax, how's it going?
Hey, Ajax, you coming in just near the end? Oh no, he's been here for a while. He's been here since midnight.
Look. I'm. She needs more weed, C-Mac, before I make her cry. This is anarchy. This is what that concept of anarchy is. It's not everything burning and everything coming down. And anarchy is each person doing their own thing. All right. And when one thing causes harm, someone goes off, right? But here we are, we let them say whatever the fuck they want in chat. And they come here anyway, knowing that we're gonna fucking rip on them occasionally and they're gonna rip on us, and no one fucking cares. There's no harm done, and we're all gonna be better for it, hopefully. Right? Like any nasty thing that they like, Costin rips on me so much, and I love him, and I'm so like I don't appreciate him, but I love him anyway.
I don't appreciate you.
And, like, Pox has been my worst enemy and my best friend at the same time, in the same fucking moment. Like, he's hurt my feelings and made me realize I need to do better at the same fucking time. And I hope I've had the capacity and opportunity to do it for him,
Oh,
because
sure.
we're 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 better together, even though we are all ready and willing and able to stand alone. And
Did
it's
you see?
when we choose it when we choose it willingly, we have that whole Sons of Anarchy idea, right? That, like, a group of 8, 10, 12 people can say, what are we going to do tonight? Well, 4 people vote to go to a movie, 3 vote to go to the ball game, 2 vote another thing, a handful vote this, 1 votes that, and everyone goes, well, the 4 votes for a movie are the hands down winner because nobody beat 4 votes, so we're all going to a movie. No, that's democracy. Anarchy is, take it easy, guys. I'm going to the ball game. Have fun at your movie. Do you get
I
it?
get
That's
you. I
that's the
totally get you.
libertarian idea. But the thing is, if when some other communist group says you're going to the movie or else, if we don't band together and fight back, then we lost and they won. So anarchy can't actually win. It's a weapon. The government and the vote is a weapon, and we have to be able to come together and use that weapon to fight back. Otherwise, we're done. We're over.
Well, there's rumblings that COVID's going to make an ugly appearance again, and they're going to try and
They're
do
going to
it.
try.
Yeah, I have a feeling that people are going to push back a lot harder this time.
Except I think it's a cover for the next thing, which is probably World War III.
Or climate, or whatever.
Climate's part of it, yeah. They'll try that too.
Friends are honest, even if you have to jam the hard to swallow pills down the other's throat. Well, honestly, I'm going to tell a joke. You go ahead and play. Because I don't know if you know this or not, Irving. No one tells jokes anymore. All right. So this guy goes into a barber shop. It's his first time there. Barber's kind of like irked because he normally just has regulars. He sits down in his chair, and the barber says, "So, what brings you to my lovely shop today? What brings you here? What can I help you with?" The guy goes, "Well, I need a haircut. I'm going on a trip, and I kind of want to look nice for my trip." "Oh, you're going on a trip, are you?" Snip, snip, snip. Where you fly? Who you flying with? And the guy goes, "Oh, we're flying with United." He goes, "Oh, United. They're the worst airline. The worst stewardesses, worst food. Their seats are uncomfortable. They're just the worst." "Where are you headed?" It's like, "Oh, we're going to Italy." "Italy? Ah, Italy's the worst. It's full of Italians. It's old. It's all the food's really fatty and like bad for you. Oh, worst place, Italy. Oh, why are you going to Italy?" He goes, "Oh, well, we want to go. We want to go to Vatican City. We want to see the Pope." He says, "Oh, that's the worst idea. Absolute worst idea. It's so busy there because so many tourists and so many pilgrims, and it and yeah, no, you don't want to. You don't want to go. It's the worst idea. You won't even see the Pope. If you do see the Pope, he'll be like a little speck off in the distance." He's like, "All right, well, your haircut's done. That's $12." He's like, "All right, well, thanks." He's like, "Have a good trip, although it's going to be the worst." A few weeks go by. Guy comes back into his shop. He sits down. He says, "I'd like another haircut, please." He's like, "Oh, it's you. How was your trip?" And the guy goes, "Oh, it was the best. It was the absolute best. We flew with United. They had the best stewardesses. The food was the best, and we got upgraded for free to first class. It was the best flight of my life." "Oh yeah, and how was Italy?" "Oh, it was the best. We got to eat in all these amazing restaurants. It was so good. The food never had better Italian. It was so good." And oh, we met a celebrity there. We met the grandson of Pablo Picasso, and we got to talk to him all about his dad Picasso or his grandfather Picasso. It was so cool. Oh yeah, and did you get to go see the Pope?" It's like, "Yeah, that was the best part." So we're there at Vatican City, and we bump into one of the papal gentlemen. The Pope's first gentleman kind of thing. The attendants called the yeah, they're called the Holy Gentlemen. And we start talking, and he says, we told him how we met Picasso's grandson, and he was all impressed, and he's like, "Oh wow, I love Picasso. It's like his favorite artist, right?" And he goes, "Hey, you want to meet the Pope?" And we're like, "We can't believe it." He's like, "Yeah. He's coming down here in a few minutes. Just stand over there, and we'll I'll get him to meet you and give you a blessing." And so we did what he said, and sure enough, a few minutes later, the Pope comes in, and he gives us like the cross, right, and we bow down, and the Pope says, "My God, that haircut is the worst."
What- I'm laughing too hard at that. Like, what all that build up. Oh my god.
You like it? My
I did.
father-in-law sent that to us in an email. I'm like, "Oh, that's great. I'm going to save that one."
Oh fuck.
Now, when I indulge in cannabinoids, I find myself very nervous about myself, like how I'm being perceived.
Paranoid.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
paranoid. It's polycrisis. I don't know what she's talking about. Anyway, so I'm worried that when telling that joke, I took way, 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 way too long to tell it. Like, did I have too many pregnant pauses, or
No,
was I stammering
no,
at all? Or
no. There weren't pauses or stammers, but the joke itself is this super long buildup to what
yes,
is actually horrifically anticlimactic, but the anticlimax is what makes it funny. Like it's this tiny little thing that happened way in the beginning. It's a superb callback that shouldn't be as funny as it turns out to be. It's actually really well done.
Well, you've got the negative guy throwing all his
Yeah,
negativity
yeah.
on this guy, trying to ruin his time, and then he
And then
comes
they
back
just
and he's all
ruin the guy.
positive, and he turns it around on him and says, "Hey, here's some negativity for you, just to
Yeah,
make you
like it's yeah, like it really is a hard left turn, and that's why it's funny,
yeah,
right? Because like everything is going so well. So what what was the point of that guy being so negative? Is that guy sucks?
yeah." It's
Like
just like rubbing it in. Oh yeah, by the way, your
it's
haircut.
it's
Pope
the
didn't like
whole
your
thing
hair.
about projection, right? Confession
Yeah,
by
yeah,
projection.
yeah, yeah,
I am terrible. That's why I think everything is terrible,
yeah.
right? Yeah. It's well put together, and no, yeah, you didn't do any of the things your paranoid uh cannabis high brain made you think you were doing. No, the
I'm gonna
delivery
have
was
to watch. I'm gonna have to watch this live stream later and see how I look because I'm looking at myself now and all I see are these tiny little slits of eyes because I'm so freaking.
honestly, I hardly noticed. You were all there the whole time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. We did get
Well,
distracted pretty easily though,
yeah,
because yeah, we went way off 45 minutes on fitness,
it's true.
a whole bunch into video games, and yeah, there's a lot of shit that went down in the past. But you know what? Like,
We barely touched on Trump. Isn't that the funny thing? Like that was the main crux of this whole thing. I barely touched on it. I just said a couple of my thoughts. Right? I think he's
but
gonna
that
win ultimately.
but see, that's not even true because all of these things that have happened with Trump are non-events.
Yeah, this is
They're
all horseshit. Like if you look at the indictments, they're all nonsense indictments.
I mean, what are we gonna do? So, oh, that one senator in Georgia filed articles of impeachment against Fannie Willis, who is the prosecutor in Georgia,
Yeah,
charging Trump.
right.
And
And Kemp just basically put the kibosh on it like immediately.
sure, but the whole fucking news apparatus said, "Oh, that's just political theater." What is all this happening against Trump?
Yeah, that's all
Right?
political theater.
Like,
What are you talking
yeah,
about?
you know,
No, no, he's a villain, Irving, and it's time that he paid for his crimes. What crime? Saying, "Hey, I think Georgia was fucked.
but
Look
that
into it.
joke is great because
I want to dispute the results."
but the joke fits because pro, projection by confession,
Yeah,
confession by projection, right? Oh, it's just political theater. That's everything they have been doing, right? Like
yeah.
what a perfect joke to round that out. And what like how much can we talk about Trump and the indictments? It's literally nothing burger after nothing burger after nothing burger.
It's true. At this point,
It's
it's gossip, right? Like any talking about what's happening with Trump, there's no analysis to it. You're just gossiping about what was said and done.
yeah.
So
Yep. And I mean, Sargon had a really he's had some really good positions on this. Like you see how hard they're working, you see how much they're going at it. The gross miscalculations, they're signaling they're not secure in their tyranny.
that's
So
exactly
for
it.
black pilled people like me, this is actually very refreshing, right? For the worst of the worst, you should take this as a they're really pushing very hard because they don't feel secure. They're projecting this horrific strength over their opponents because they are admitting they don't feel like they're winning anymore.
Yep,
So
it's true.
we haven't won. Don't lay back. Don't rest on your laurels. Even if you and I are preaching to our little choir and thank you all for coming and thank you all for sticking it out with this asshole just fucking eating some cannabinoids and getting more and more stoned, and me getting more and more drunk the whole fucking time. Y'all have put up with me for a long time. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Uh, and yeah, he's just having a little fun. I'm just ribbing him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm enjoying the long weekend. I don't have to go back to work until Tuesday. So,
but we can't let up, even though we don't feel like we're doing much.
well,
Even though it's not some magic thing that we're gonna hit the big time and we're gonna convince all these people. No, you know what? I'm gonna convince one or two people in real life, and so are all of you. But what's that? There's 10 of you. Maybe if we're lucky on good days, 20 people come in and join us. If all of you convince two IRL people, something's fucking wrong and maybe we should do something about it. That's what, 80 people? Right?
if they bring back the mask mandates, I've decided what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I'm gonna dress up as Canada Man. I'm gonna go into a store and I'm gonna buy some maple syrup. Canada Man sometimes lets me wear his uniform. Um, and if they say, "Sir, you can't come in here without a mask," I'll say, "I'm wearing a mask,"
I
and I'll
will
go and
wear
grab some. I'm going to buy some maple syrup, and I'll go to pay for it. And say, "Sir, we can't sell you that because you're not wearing a mask." I'll say, "I'd like to purchase this maple syrup, please." And I refuse to leave until they trespass me, and then when the cops come, I'll get arrested.
You know why CBDC is the end goal?
CBDC? Oh,
Central bank digital
digital
currency.
currency. Yeah, yeah. Why?
Because even if it's worth nothing, your legal tender notes say legal tender,
Right.
good for all debts,
Yeah.
public and private.
Right.
And when this is a public place and you walk in there without a mask and they say, we can't serve you, and you try to hand the money and they say, I can't take that, then this is free because this is a public place and this plastic is good for all debts, public and private. This is a public debt. And if you don't want to take it, you don't have to. But now I can leave with this stuff for nothing. That's the law.
Well,
People don't understand that.
you'll either get cited for trespassing if you refuse to leave, or you'll get cited for shoplifting if you take the
I'm not
stuff away.
refusing to leave. I'm refusing to leave without my goods. And you
Right.
have to take my money, or you can refuse my money, but I'm leaving with my goods. And that's their choice. They can refuse your money and let you walk out without paying, but you get that stuff because that's a public place. They invite the public in. It's not your house, right? My home, right? My gym, you got to pay to come in.
Mhm.
But that store, you don't have to pay to go in there. So if they say suddenly, no, 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 you have to do this extra shit that isn't the historical truth of what is legal and what's not, like you have to wear pants because you can't show your fucking junk to my children. All right.
Except if you're a trans woman and you're in a locker room with little
Look,
kids.
I've met people IRL that have been like, no, masks are going to be real now. Like it's going to be a thing forever because we have to wear pants. And I told them outright, no, I've known you a while now. You know how I know you didn't come up with that yourself and someone told it to you? Because on some level, you understood your 9 and 7-year-old daughters should not see my genitals That's why I have to wear pants on the court on which we all live. Okay? So when I walk out of my house, I can't have my dong hanging out. But if you think that I'm walking out of my house, I have to wear a mask, someone made you think that. You didn't come to that conclusion. The pants, you would have reacted badly anytime without interference.
Yeah.
You would have been like,
Well,
"Oh!"
well, there's definitely some people out there who do react badly when they see someone walking around without a mask. You
But
hear
they
about
were made to
hear about
think
the
it. No. They
yeah.
were made to think it. That's my point.
Well, maybe, and some people just want to be controlled and want to be able to, you know, exhibit some sort of moral superiority because
But
they're
but no one
following the
thought that
rules.
for 100 years, for 1,000 years, for ten
No,
thousand years.
no, you're
No
right.
one
It's a
thought that.
recent phenomena. It's a recent
There
phenomena.
no, but there was a moment during the Spanish flu they thought it, right? But they were made to think it then, and it faded out. And they were made to think it recently, and it faded out. But pants have been around since we were no longer fucking since we were hominins,
Right.
right? Like that's been a thing. You know why? Because you don't get to shake your genitals in my children's face.
I want to touch on something CMAC just
Yeah.
said. I already did some pretty viral stuff. You need to unpack that a little bit. I hate that phrase. You need to tell us what you mean by viral stuff. Shh, quietly. LOL. Shh.
Quietly, Lowell. Uh,
We aren't done
it
yet.
can't
We
be
have a
viral if it
long.
wasn't if it's quietly, Lowell. Hashtag ban the ADL. Uh, no, but there was this big push for masks are going to be forever. No, they're not. And because no one thinks it, no one knows it instinctively. And we know it instinctively with pants because, Craig, I'm sorry. I don't care how libertarian you are. I don't need to see your fucking dong every fucking time we hang out, man.
I don't want you to see my dong.
Hang out with your wang out is a joke and a funny meme, and I don't really want to know your dong that well. Okay, so we're
What
not
about
going to do that.
dicks out for
And
her arm?
and if you have kids, if my neighbors have kids, you can't come to my house with your dong hanging out. All right, I'm not
That's
I'm
fair.
not for it, and no one is. That's you know,
That's fair.
look, that was the
I'll
first
just have to
thing.
go to some other person's house, I guess.
That was the first bit of knowledge that we gained by biting the apple was maybe we should cover up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because they learned of their nakedness.
And yeah, that
LOL brag.
pervaded.
I've been around a long time in the dissident community. Oh, I'd like to please send me your newsletter. I'd like to know more.
No, C-Max fed.
You think CMAX a Fed?
Straight up honeypot.
Well, you know what?
Literally,
She is the kind of girl that a Fed would put on my live stream
but
because
look,
I
look,
do
look.
have a thing for redheads. It's no lie.
I, I've gone so deep down the rabbit hole that you, Craig, are a Fed. Pox is a Fed. Six is a Fed. Like people I used to know were feds. They were all feds. I've literally got a Fed following me around from job to job. He's literally reaching out to me from beyond the grave to try and I also got fired from FedEx. So now we should be friends again. He's a Fed. You're all feds. I'm the only one who's not a Fed. That's
You
where
get
I am.
stabbed around here for talking like that. You know that Kingston was originally
Yeah, I'd be stabbed by feds.
you know that Kingston was originally to be the nation's capital, eh?
Should have been.
So it was going to be.
We don't have any good star forts here.
Yeah.
No good star forts in Ottawa.
I don't have a cell phone. I'm more paranoid than any of you. That's fine.
You
You
don't
know,
have
I've
a
been
cell
thinking about
phone
getting.
because you're a Fed, and what you have is a fucking sat phone, and straight up ham radio access to the CIA. Okay, I know, I know, I know too much, and if I spoke more, it would be C-Mac who black bags and cuts throat.
What makes you think I'm a Fed?
You know why? Because the moment that I was starting to get some real growth and YouTube was shutting me down, suddenly you're my best friend. I do what you do. I just do it in my car. And now we're best friends. And I lose all growth. We all lose all growth. You know why? Because growth doesn't matter to you or your channel. You were just trying to shut me down.
Shit, he caught me. All right, you gotta pull me out. Shut it down.
We've been made. Call it.
Yeah,
You're all
I
fed.
know someone.
Like
LOL. I do have a ham radio. That's cool. What are you laughing at?
you're all feds. Everyone's a fed but me. I'm surrounded by feds. You're all trying to MK Ultra me into doing something extreme because you think that somehow, even though I resisted your stupid gate program, that somehow I can still be activated. I can't. I'll never do anything.
That's why he drinks so much, so we can't activate him.
I drink to avoid doing something extreme. It's the only thing that counts.
Base. Oh my god, C-Mac is a fucking Fed. Anyway. Yeah, go kill something, man.
I don't even know if I can at this point. I'm very drunk. Okay.
I'm pretty high. I'm not gonna lie. We should probably call it. I think C-Mac's been sitting here waiting for you to blow things up, though.
Oh, sorry, C-Mac. I got distracted again. I have a new dude though. He's got a thing. Oh yeah, let's go with We Sounds Wild form. He's
like
got extra fucking points.
This is one of your lords?
No, like a bonus dude, like
a champion.
Yeah, champion, so to speak. But he's also on a chariot, and she's got 2 points too. What the fuck? Embodiment of the forest. Yeah, let's give her some extra fucking ammunition in range. Cool. And we're gonna beef them up with oh, okay, we lost that one in the last battle. Oh, and we can have new spiders? More spiders? No, let's go with bats. They're cheap, they're fast. So that thing I wanted was, it's not actually been a huge fucking difference maker in this campaign. But it's fine. Like, we're still doing okay. You don't have to drag it out to see a new fight if you don't want. Like, we're at like 240 now. Holy shit.
We maybe call it then.
Yeah,
I'm getting a little spacey now. I've been high, but now I'm getting like woo woo woo.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the next battle will not be impressive based on my drunkenness. So,
yeah. All right, folks, we're going to call it a night. Thank you all for coming out to the Ammunation. We will see you next Saturday over on Irving Twin's channel, I believe, next Saturday.
Yes, and I will definitely run one because this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
I'll run more game for sure because I started it. But yeah. Anything you want to finish off with tonight? Oh, no one tells jokes anymore. I heard it like a 10-year-old kid tell this great joke, so I'm going to repeat it.
Okay.
A vegan and a vegetarian are jumping off a cliff to see racing to see who's going to hit the bottom first. Who wins? Society. My man.
I saw that too. I laughed my ass off when I saw it. Well.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, all. Thanks very much. Yes, don't let the bed. Have a good night, and don't let the bed bugs bite. Thank you, C-Mac. We'll talk to y'all. Beds bite, C-Mac. Oh, and if you haven't seen it yet, see how fucking slitty my eyes are. If you haven't seen it yet, I have two videos on my channel right now. One is called "The Inevitability of Populism," Trump and the
Yeah.
Inevitability, and the other one is called "Atheist Christian Apologist." So have a look, like them. You can subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You already subscribed. Hit a like, whatever. Make a comment. It's all good. I just like some interactions, and I don't even care that if I never become a you know a big YouTuber. I just like the interactions.
I just want to point out how bright and wide-eyed I am, like a fucking psychopath, while he's stoned. So liquor clearly wins.
True, but I don't get stoned very often. So anyway, folks, have yourselves a great night. Have yourselves a great long Labor Day weekend, and take care. Drive safely, and we'll talk to you all again soon. Bye
Have a
bye.
good night. Bad the idea.